French fries.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Vitality!
Vitality! Ведущий.
Whether it's a team they need to beat.
Да.
Is the hype real? We're about to find out.
Это же YouTube, тут все четко, блядь.
Cloud9!
This is it. Вот он, прилетел. Татарин. Аксель из Казани. А ты все подрубил? Да хуища народу. Вот бы там оказаться. С пивом. С чипсами.
In the Lanxess, the cathedral of Counter-Strike with a player in exile who only turned up 2 days ago. In the words of Chad, is it a new dawn for Counter-Strike or is it a false dawn? There is only one way we're going to find out, and that is watch them here at the Lanxess. It's Cloud9!
Круто.
All right then, it is time to sup that communion wine. It is time to sit down. It is time to warm those voices. Because baby, it is time to go to church. It's time to get it on. It's time to see who has got what it takes to make it to a semi-final. The first of 3 days on the biggest of stages starts right here. And it doesn't start until we get 2 people in the center. Come into the center. Go into the
Чё,
center.
переводить будешь?
When we touch hands, who's doing it here? Come on, 2 guys in the center.
Охуел.
When you touch hands, that is when we get it on. So, ready? To bottom hands, ready? 3, 2, 1. It's on, baby! Take your seats, take those seats.
It's on, baby. Кулачки дали. Бля, что по картам будет?
Is it Vitality? You guys can be louder. Is it Cloud9?
Понятно, что не пикнули.
Is it Vitality?
Да что будет-то? Vertigo. Ancient. Вот они, вот они. Орех сегодня опять орать будет, как ебанутый.
Than this, not least to be making your first ever official debut as a team. You can see the tension was palpable on their faces.
Ну все, пошли конфиги все настраивать, блядь. Пойду-ка я покурю сигарет.
Yeah, it really is, especially with a brand new roster. And I'm not even, when I look at this, I'm not even thinking of Shiro. I'm not even thinking of Exile. I feel like so much of this is going to be on Electronic as a leader. Because you can call a game to get your players into it. You can call a game to build their confidence. And Electronic is going to have to muster all of that experience. A year in-game leading Na'Vi, winning this trophy with them, winning the trophy inside the Lanxess back in 2018. He's got to draw on all that to get this team over the line.
You know what Jason is doing here? He's not relying on Exile and Shiro because you can't. And that's why he's trying to gas it up. He's trying to gas it up talking about Electronic because for all we can scrutinize ZywOo and how he hasn't done it at this stage, Shiro Exile, neither did they. You might be some of the best players in the world, but your resume is small. You're a footnote in history right now. You're nothing yet. You have everything to prove. So yeah, rely on Electronic. That's all you got.
Yeah, got a champion inside the arena. What have you got?
I have ZywOo. I'll take that.
Who's never won here? Who's never had a good performance here?
What do you mean he never had a performance? He was the best. Yeah. He was the best player 2 different years, 2019, 2022. What are you talking about?
They do in 2019? They lost to Liquid, right?
So what? Are you going to take that win for you?
Absolutely.
Okay, you can have it. I'll give that to you.
Do I even dare ask predictions for this quarterfinal?
I think we've made it pretty clear. We've made it pretty clear where we stand. I have Vitality. Listen, remember how 2022 changed for Kerrigan? Maybe that's it for Apex right now in 23.
He's arrived in style. We have got to get this game underway. Our first quarterfinal in Cologne.
A fantastic introduction to an event very close and near and dear to many of the hearts gathered here in the Lanxess Arena. Players, fans, casters alike, we are all united in our excitement and anticipation for this tournament to take place. And we are moments away now, Chad.
Yeah, an unshakable intensity here. The fact this Cloud9 roster, a monster on paper, has the opportunity to debut with one of their stars back in the saddle against reigning major champions. This could be a defining moment for the roster on your screen right here, right now.
Perpetually the bridesmaid, rarely the bride. And here in the cathedral, perhaps things will be different. Shiro, Axile, these young guns, the next generation, stand in front of Vitality. Now this is a roster built for one thing and one thing only, and that is championships, Chad.
Yeah, the process of an arena is something that this team understands well. Lifting that major crown, making a bit of an upgrade, bringing in Flamesy. There's a lot to prove for both of these teams here today, and with the best player in the world in the server, ready to entertain thousands of Counter-Strike fans here today in Cologne. This has the potential to be an absolute barn burner of a match. The anticipation, unrivaled.
And one of the many reasons we are full of that anticipation is because of the game itself. Counter-Strike, ladies and gentlemen, can I hear it for Counter-Strike? And what makes this game so beautiful is the fact that this game happens now. It's never happened before. It will never happen again. This is our first and only opportunity to see these teams in this moment do battle.
По-нерусски.
First look at Cloud9. People are talking about what this team looks like, what they feel like in the practice. But what better way than putting them head to
Тебя
head
слышно,
with Team
кстати, пиздец,
Vitality?
как на микрофоне, блядь.
Let's get it on, Cologne!
Ура! Русские вперед!
Oh baby, Cloud9, their map choice, T-side Mirage out the gates to kick things off here
И
today.
казахи.
And we get to learn together. We get to witness this together. Exactly the full potential this roster may unlock.
There's intentions off the rip here, Chatty B.
О, атака под аплент. Под флешечку сейчас будут врываться. Ребятки. Ребзики. Охуеть, нормально. Голову вырубили, пустой плент вообще. Бомба ставится. Отлично, отлично, давить. Найс. Зайву. Ай, ну не надо, не надо, не надо. Ну все. Вот и весь раунд, блядь.
One way to kick things off here. Perfecto locked up, defuse comes through, and Vitality. A pistol round just like that.
Не надо на него было идти вообще. Но он бы сам пришел, конечно. Бам-бам. Просто, блядь. Удалены с сервера.
Been an awful lot of fire in the belly here at Cologne 2023. Forced by out of Cloud9.
Ёбаные лягушатники.
Overextended out towards the underpass. Takes the initial exchange again with an opening kill.
Я всех ебал, и русню, и лягушатников, и чингчонгов. Ненавижу всех одинаково. Никакой дискриминации.
The battlefield falls silent for a moment. Advantage Vitality. And credit to Flamesy.
Yeah, you can see how prepared they were for a round like this. A lot of upgrades into the rifles here from Vitality in the second.
Зафорсили Cloud9. С девайсами играли. Алекс. Какой нахуй Алекс? Аксель меняет Галил на М-ку. Шира находит Спинкса на шарте. Сейчас будут еще Апексы вырубить. 9 хп остается.
Onto the Frenchman.
It's floating over though. Big rotation here from Vitality. Trying to stay ahead of the play. They need to. Flames in a forward position. A hard clear. Will Shiro be ready for this?
Shiro looks sharp on the first. Oh, just Spinks,
Полностью угадывает Виталити, куда пойдет атака. Тут, в принципе, несложно было. Что говоришь?
And right here with Flamesy being able to find impact
О,
on that Shiro, just
сейчас
slows
посмотрим.
them down, they convert the round, but this is the type of rounds you need to be looking towards the kid. He has a huge bubbly personality. You can't miss him in a room. And if he turns
Блять, а
into
что
a
тут
stage player, it
написано на
might be an
трансляции?
animal unleashed here.
Ну это
This kid was
Cloud9
born
пик.
for this, and every
Так-то.
moment he has on the stage, you're going to see that smile grow and grow. And whereas Axel on the other side, sure, he gets himself on the board with the trade kill.
Экономить надо.
The first matchup. Oof, hold up, we've got an AK out again. Shiro onto Zywoo this time. Opening pick for the T's. Cloud9 finally drawing first blood. And Shiro looking for more. Spinks slides on out, removes him, and that feels like the threat completely evaporated here for Cloud9 in round 3.
Угу. Очень.
To operate with that, they had to drop the AK across.
Yeah, Axel put himself on
Широ калаш проебал.
trying to find that opening, and he did. He takes
Но его уже не отдадут.
But the rest, as you discussed,
Орех.
hinged on a multi out of Shiro, one just not enough.
Yeah, you were hoping for a lot more damage with that investment here. One kill. Sure, holds Zywoo down for now, but final two, Hobbit and Perfecto shouldn't be long for this world. Good understanding of where this is going to go down. Magist, you can tell he's going to have a tall task today, having to anchor down this A side, but dispatches
Без
them all with
шансов.
ease.
На,
Same
получай.
for Perfecto. Falls at the hands of Apex here.
Make Curl a major again.
Seems to be a popular sentiment around these parts. All right, well, let's get into things, shall we? I'm sure Cloud9 tried to make it interesting in the previous two, but now we do get the full buy coming forward. Bit of a sacrifice being made here at Galil in lieu
Ебать,
of an
откуда у них
AWP
денег
or a
столько?
fifth AK, but we all understand why, and turning their affections towards an execute-heavy approach early here.
Каждый раунд
Not
убивает.
trying to play the default game, but at least selling it to look that way. Electronic. with the
Майнер,
switch
да.
towards mid here, holds
Тренер.
multiple eyes and attention as the nades rain over.
Surely, with all of that investment of utility, you want to commit, but Spinksy has a glance and he has nothing to report.
Yeah, this is dangerous now. They've used the util. This is going to start to fade here. So hoping to fade out the nades from the CTs. Job done. They're looking light on util themselves here. Now it's just going to have to be more contact if they want to hit this site. Util being dispatched to Hobbit here. So retooling with about a minute left on the clock. The decision from Electronic and Co needs to be made soon.
Flustered.
And this is going to be one of the talking points here.
Ну и чё это будет? Пошумели. Ну, кстати, аплен пустой.
Creeping forward for some space here. That's a lot of info.
Yeah.
A good block. There's gonna be a
Ой-ой-ой.
gap in this.
And that's better. Flamesy onto the Hobbit mid lurk, and Apex has taken down Axile. They're trying to kick open the A door. Shiro and Electronic trying to forge a path. Very little resistance. Vitality keeping them at arm's length, but it's Magisk. Up and over the staircase. Extends their advantage. Only the one kept honest is Shiro, and this has fallen flat for Cloud9. Nothing to celebrate. Sonic the opposite. You could not have asked for a
Заряженные,
better
ребята,
start if you're
заряжены.
not a Vitality fan.
Нихуя себе маска, бля.
This was one of the maps that they didn't have an awful lot of opportunities to play with Buster. It was just in their final game to get them through to the arena against
Кто
Game
это?
and same with Inferno.
Кто
Those
эти
two maps
люди?
came up late for Cloud9 throughout their group stage run. They didn't have to show their hand on a lot of maps. The problem for them is, even though they were playing with Buster, they were getting land reps on Ancient, and that's the permaban of Vitality. So the map that they're most practiced on is
Ну чё, Аксель, зря ехал, что ли, блин?
in a LAN environment. They couldn't go to that comfort zone. It was interesting to see them not pick into an Anubis, but Vitality also enjoyed that map. So you can understand the decisions in the veto, but I can't understand this calling early. Clearly something they want to try and target here.
Промахивается Зайву.
Count as conditioning if they kill you every time.
Yeah, we need to see something a little bit more threatening here, and this might
Но
not be
это
the
не
round.
мешает
Can't even get close to
Дефу снова отъебать всю атаку.
Perfecto, last man standing.
I mean, take this moment as we watch Perfecto and Hobbit try and maybe manufacture a kill, their dream of a plan. But take this moment to discuss that the conversation of Axile. No one has had to show up to a tournament and your first game with a new complexion of roster, you've only scrimmed with them. Your first official is in the Lanxess Arena quarterfinal.
There's two sides to this coin. One being, hey, you get to come in here with a team that
They still did it without you, just about.
Yes, but the
Но главное, чтобы это не было 15-0.
So going into the event, even if he was with them in the group stage, our expectation would have been high. That was alleviated by him not being able to make it. Now that he's here, the question is, okay, is he going to be swallowed by the stage or is he going to embrace it? And right now, this early start for Cloud9, nobody showing up. Still no
Ну,
strikes, still
Виталити вообще,
getting
конечно,
it.
пиздец команда.
Lucky to play. Might have to operate with something a bit more default spready here.
Zywood posted up, staring at that mid-smoke. Hobbit's across. And Hobbit onto Zywood. We'll find that headshot. They're going to fight through middle. Apex will continue to try and linger. They've got a lot of space into the second letter.
Вышли на пустой плент, дают инфу сейчас тиммейтам. Бомба бежит уже на телеке. Неплохо наебали.
Yeah, they're gambling here for the retake, or are they just gambling to give this one up, hoping to hedge their bets? Well, either way, waltzing in for free here will be Shiro, taking his time, making sure all that corners are clear. But bomb will go down.
Ставится бомба наконец-то.
But once you've given up the site like this, if you're going to operate with this type of a gamble, you're more than happy to concede the round. So a bit of a non-starter here, and not the most exciting way for Cloud9 to get themselves on the board, but it will be their first round here as Perfecto with an exchange, trying to make sure they can't save. Palace jukes up, Magis down, and more bodies being offered up to Perfecto.
Загнали перфект, мало здоровья у Спинкса остается. Электроник сейчас должен еще кого-нибудь тут похоронить. Главное Флеймза пройти. Отлично. Ой-ой-ой. Тимкилл.
Well, they haven't established an economy here, so a bit overzealous in the amount of bodies they threw in for that hunt.
Ширавик подбирает.
AWP, they will.
Вернее, убирает. Вражеский.
Rifles to take forward for Shiro here. There's enough
Первый есть.
drops are also available. It's not the end of the world, but you want to make sure you have multiple players staying alive in the early stages if you're Cloud9. And you are going up against a very imposing opponent here, right? We're talking all about Cloud9 because the prospect
Ну,
this roster could become is extremely exciting.
пока что все равно как будто бы. Не уверен. Не уверен. Получится ли второй раз так зайти на пустой плент, сомневаюсь.
How are we feeling today, Cologne?
Все заебись, спасибо, что спросил.
It still kind of blows me away how full we are on a Friday. I mean, we are up to the rafters with Counter-Strike fans here to witness some Counter-Strike history.
Who's got CS2 access?
Yeah,
that actually sounds about right.
About 3%? Yeah. Okay.
Бешеный фанат, BIG.
Wow. I love that. Welcome. Willkommen.
С пивком сидят, кайфуют.
Okay, we're back, baby.
Problem solved.
Did I speak too soon?
No, it's a tactical.
Что происходит?
No discussion to be had by Cloud9 here.
Well, let's recap what we've seen.
A lot of A executes.
Yes, AXX, and then they win the round on B. I told you, conditioning, Chad.
There you go, it all worked. It was all part of the plan here, but that's going to get them going in the early stages of the match at Counter-Strike. Plenty of time to pivot here. Pick this map for a reason. Let's get things back underway. And now the B-bomb side, you've got Flamesy playing over there alongside of Spinks, so there's questions of do you want to try and isolate mid, which is where Apex is playing over towards Connector, right? There was a whole conversation about how Flames is going to fit into the team, where he's going to hold. Is Apex going to take some of those more in-game leader style positions? Well, apparently not. Flames has been tasked with, oh, hold up a second. They're trying to make a little bit out of the box here. How was AWP towards one of the extremities to lock down a site single-handedly? Allow them to play 2-2 for mid.
Oh, they might get early answers. I don't know what their Q may be, but they are investigating early towards the ramp position.
Бесстрашные французы поджимают яму.
Considering what we just discussed, look at the angle by which Axel's holding for that push, though. So looking for like a mid-probe with Shiro's smoke. Waiting for a Q, though, waiting for a push. double smoke sails through from Shiro's fingertips. Just gonna Flamesy.
Ай-яй-яй, они идут дальше, прикинь.
Dead silent.
This could be misinfo here.
It could be.
This could really work against them if there's a rotation right now. Keep your eyes glued towards that radar. More util leering towards catwalk.
Flamesy's cheating back. But is he gonna be ready for it? He's got an angle to work with. 40 seconds, Cloud9 looking to find back-to-back rounds in this quarterfinal.
Окружены. Вы окружены, выходите с поднятыми руками.
And he's away. Damage done. Magis flanking. USP not enough. Should be down as well to Sphinx. It's electronic. Making things interesting. A 2-on-2 emergency. Needs to get that bomb soon, but Magis is up there and it's retrieved. Zywoo could disrupt.
2 в 2. Зайву не даст поставить бомбу.
Takes him down with 10 seconds left. What can Hobbit do? He knows it's hopeless.
Умирает Хоббит.
Vitality 6. Immediately respond after Cloud9's brief taste of victory.
You're going to be very happy with that one if you're Apex and Zonic there, because it looked like their entire plan was to play for info and lock them in. As soon as
Еблеп какая-то получается.
that's when they exchanged their own. They were just waiting.
Денис, что скажет?
Signal some pressure across the map here within the later stages. They were able to delay and turn their attention to the correct extremity here, just isolated by Flamesy and Magisk. A great one to pick up, and there it is. Apex extremely fired up. That's a great call. You know that's an
Да
idea
ничего
that he's come
такого,
up with.
прям.
You see the point from Zonic across as well.
Yeah, a lot of damage from Flamesy in that round as well. Mixing it up, keeping it interesting. You can see the spread of the CTs and the Ts.
We'd be a bit worried about B, considering what happened last time round. Perfecto trained at the ready here. Apex needs to be very careful. No util to flush him out, so it's only going to be the jewels available for Cloud9 with these upgrades.
Who makes the first move? Electronic.
This is a bit of a gap here.
Wow.
Not being acknowledged.
And the vent was
Прикольно промутился.
Work with a lot of it.
no one's ready.
Четко в тайминг.
Apex hasn't finished off any of those. A full magazine expended. And now from behind.
Nice, nice. 3 в 3.
They rip apart this defense. It's only Magisk on the A side. Zywoo's
Nice.
He catches Zywoo.
Охуенно.
And what's Sphinx to do from the B site? He gets the first, sure, but Perfecto.
Ну все, блядь, такое нельзя давать.
He just picked up an incendiary here. Kit should be available.
There's a kit right in front of him. Shiro tagged up now. The nade.
Ой-ой.
Oh, he's going to catch it right on his nose. Shiro's gone. Sphinx, can he come up clutch? Perfecto.
Bam. Уволен.
Holds his own. Holds his nerve in an exposed position, takes that jewel, and Cloud9 will leave with their second.
Yeah, that's why we got Perfecto in this team to close rounds down exactly like that. So huge from the Clutchmeister right there. And that's the perfect opponent to do it against, a man that you're hoping to joust with in these late stages. But this is so much of pressure applied on the economy here. Vitality back in. The scout in the hands of Zywoo sits Shiro's orb on its ass.
Yeah, I'll do it with the baby orb. Straight to his face, orb deleted.
Ну, блядь.
Well, that changes the plan, huh?
Well, talking about this pressure here applied to the economy.
А против кого им надо было играть?
Come into round number 9 here with definitely not the ideal situation.
Might be now. With a man down.
Just note how long they hold on to these smokes, right? You normally see teams who are applying pressure mid from the T side. It's going to draw out that CT.
У нас против Энс.
Play the one ways over the top. Yeah, that's not the case for Vitality. And now together, grouping, playing for information.
Или G2.
And this is one of the things that you were telling me is a marker.
Энс или G2.
CT side.
You don't want to allow a team like Cloud9 to be able to set up either. So by going for plays like this, you're able to force this default, which you now know has holes in it. They're down a player. There is a gap, and they have found one of them.
Oh, have they? Axel, this is some serious awareness.
Давай, Аксель.
Potential, but Flamesy also on the jiggle gets the info. He's making
Как же,
Axel look
как
foolish
же,
with an
как
MP
же он разводит
And finally, Axel leaves with
6
just
хп.
6 HP.
Important kill for Axel there. You can see he's wobbly. Discussions about nerves on the stage. First match under the big lights.
In the big crowd, they're coming for Sphinx.
Ой-ой-ой.
Feel an ounce of pressure. Smoke Reposition. Aware.
Пам.
Wow, that's a quick headshot back. Perfecto.
Вот Перфич вообще в голову попадает жестко сегодня. Ну, как обычно. 10 сек, 10 сек, 8. Ай, бомба умерла. Не успел.
Right down to a one-on-one with scraps of health.
Absolutely ground them down there, didn't they? Just held them at bay at arm's length. That opening frag made such a big difference. You're looking for the... Mein Deutsch ist nicht gut.
He's working from home.
То был выше даже.
Das ist wunderbar.
Yeah, man.
Hey, they just held them at arm's length there, didn't they? It was so jarring with that time. Just siphoning through the clock, it felt like Cloud9.
I bet their comms were hectic throughout.
When this is the thing, you lose your AWP, who can establish you a lot of map control early. You can't just park the bus and allow him to hold an angle. So Shiro removed it. Hurt them an awful lot in that round as Vitality are the ones to take a tactical time out here.
Ёбнутые какие-то французы эти, блядь. Что-то, блядь. Такое чувство, что они выиграют этот турнир.
In the realms of buying, and if you're Vitality, you may as well expect a rifle round after round. We've seen that from the start of the game. They're happy to force buy, they're happy to drop hero weapons, and they're happy to try and set themselves up. Another hodgepodge purchase. 3 AKs, a MAC-10, a scout for Shiro. Let's see how... We're into round number 10, and both the AWPers have scouts.
I told you, every game of Counter-Strike is a little bit different.
Если выиграют турнир, опять, наверное, в топ-1 попадут. Ну, вроде бы да, еще. Пиздец. Давай.
And in stark contrast, Flamesy, he's 3-0, Magisk 2-0. Between the two of them, yeah, 5 rounds have opened up with a Vitality frag.
They're not making Vitality squirm too much into these decisions, right? They've definitely been able to limit them and have close rounds to keep the finances tight. But in terms of, hey, where are we coming? It's felt more often than not, other than the round that they gambled away from that B site, that Vitality have been reading the play. So they are 1 or 2 steps ahead of Electronic and Cloud9 right now.
Well, they'd have to do something special in this one, Chad, for me to get excited for Cloud9. Gonna get tossed around, torn apart through the smoke.
Пиздец, ну это вообще похоронка какая-то, нахуй.
Limp, and again, they're just reading the play here. Look at the rotation. Apex is having no issues.
Spinks is already here. One's out though. Maybe there's something to be said. Can Axel have some impact? That's a snappy Tech9 headshot. But it's all for naught unless that Deagle or Tech9 from these remaining 3 unarmored. And he still gets a headshot too from Electronic. He's got Kevlar and a rifle
Чокнутый Electronic.
This feels a little different. Zaiwu and Magisk to try and keep the win alive. Attack still from Giro's Tech9, and even exchange. Electronic knows he has to be the hero here. Or not. Giro's done some more damage, and Electronic swings out. Doesn't know where the last is coming from. Magisk trying to hold his nerve. He's got time.
Хорош. Как же он трахает.
Into Cloud9's Mirage.
Looking like a man recharged, a man that we've never seen before. Out of Na'Vi into Cloud9, smiles on the face, the attitude's there, the fire's there, and now a stunner. What a massive round.
He was the only one that could do it. 1 is crazy, 2 is ridiculous, and then winning the round with the recovered rifle as well.
You could see how uncertain he was. He had no idea where Magisk was coming from. I think the teammates were firing in. You heard the flash.
Хочется, чтобы команда сейчас зарядилась вот от этого клатча, зарядилась энергией от капитана своего, который взял такую хуйню ебанутую. Показала, блять, что вот умеют играть в КС ребята. Не только против слабеньких коллективов, но тут же разваливаются на пленте. Перфект с авиком. Перфекто забрал Зайву в итоге. Вот это тайминг. Не мешает это Перфекто сделать минус. Еще один. Но нужно пытаться засейвить. Плент, кстати, пустой в итоге.
Plenty of time on the clock. His bigger issue
Бомба
is that Spinks right
под
now.
ямой лежит.
Cut him off at the pass.
Ну,
Bomb currently
боится
not in the line
перфект
of
в
sight, but
твите,
it's about to
понимает,
be.
что где угодно могут быть противники. 40 секунд до конца раунда. Мэджиск видит бомбу. Ну, тут уже вообще без шансов должно быть. Навряд ли выживет перфекта. Тоже сверху сидит игрок. Отлично. Отлично разыграл. Еще двоих надо убить. Нет, не дают. Ну, молодец все равно. НТ.
I don't expect he was thinking go around that corner and both of the players are sitting on top of the bomb, right? So Perfecto there just trying to go down before time expired, made sure that came to fruition. And this is it again. They're just trying to walk out on contact here. And you mentioned Axel going down time and time again. Not great for him on debut. We knew the nerves would be a bit of a factor here. He seemed like a bit of a non-factor so far, but this is the T side. This is them on the attack. Let's see if they can muster together one or two more before halftime, because Vitality are looking much more dominant in the rounds they're able to convert here.
Well, that's for sure. Electronic the exception. Oh no, have they lost a smoke? Got it. Been happening to them all over them.
Какая же ёбка, блядь.
They're not worried about fakes. They're not
Какая же ёбка.
addressing to anything too crazy. Peeking out a Mac 10 to the head. That's something.
What is going on?
Зайву красный остается.
He's surely a dead man. Look at his HP. Team Flash getting all
Вышли
good. Hold on.
кое-как на аплент.
Sure, good spray from Flames. He's still got bullets, but the flash is perfect. They're going to run him down. Still contributing.
Бомба не ставится. Ну и Флеймс последний в КТ.
Finds the penultimate frag and it puts it all onto Flames.
Молодцы.
This has to be a bit of a safe situation here.
Блять, ну вот умеют же, умеют.
Clutch on a big stage like this, but the decision and the call should come through. Now that was a big
Нужно,
from Hobbit.
блин, еще сколько? Еще 2 раунда бы взять вот так вот.
Talk about the way that they're at least attacking in a round like that. They're seeing if they're playing aggressive middle.
Пистолеточку там. Бля, ребят, это же ваш пик.
There might not be as many eyes over towards the mid corridor, and then they can't just waltz out on towards that A site. You saw how well the up-down smokes towards stairs and jungle worked. But very just simple counter-strike from Cloud9 here. And I think that's one of the keys. They don't have to play anything too fancy.
После таймера этого пиздюка бы еще вырубить сейчас. Нет, после таймера умирает Хоббит в итоге.
Hold on to his rifle there. Doesn't go down. Something for Vitality to carry through here into round 14.
Yeah, it's something, but it's not much.
No, but it's been spotty for Cloud9. It hasn't been consecutive rounds here. They've only been able to just dot them across the round timeline throughout this first half of play. But good impact considering the finances, and both of these teams haven't really been able to build a big bucket of cash in this game. And again, scouts to signify exactly that. Apex and Zai were wielding those.
If he gets another one with that scout, look at this buy. Vitality, this would be full-on thievery to take a round with what they've brought in.
Well, this is the difference between a 11-4 half and maybe a 9-6 for Cloud9. If they win this round, finances very light on.
Ёбнутый, блядь. Просто пизданутый человек.
I thought we nerfed the jumping scout.
Yeah, I don't think Zywu got the memo. Nice adjustment. I don't know if Electronic's looking for this. Not looking. And Flamesy contributes. That's that AK set up for success. Team play from the Israeli duo.
And we've seen them lose picks before on this T side. They've just limped into action here. Staying silent about this. Shiro has an awful lot of space to work with, but he's being tagged as well.
Oh my gosh. All of these scouts chipping away at Cloud9. They're limping and walking a little funky, a little wobbly. That's a miss. That's a tag. Perfecto though with 2. Zips up the body bag. And stabilizing into this round. Now there is damage done. That scout, that deagle, lethal miss shot. Hobbit profits.
Заебись, красавчики.
Have a second bite of the cherry. Perfect flashbang. And a nade for good measure. How is Flames still alive with just 12 HP? What's Spinks to do as well?
Yeah, get out. Hold on to what you have here.
All of that damage, all for naught.
There might be another gun that Spinks can pick up towards mid here, but trying to take a jewel and wins it. The deagle does get him something. But now it will just be Flamesy to hold on to this AK-47 yet again. So there's 5 for Cloud9. They've whirred into this half. They've had to work quite difficult to get into things. Perfecto, they bowed them out with the double from Palace. Without that, they saw so much pressure. And you're talking about the tags. We can reflect here at the end of the round just to see how low can you go. Well, Axile down to 18. Peppered up, but not enough.
Yeah, it was that double from Perfecto, the difference maker.
Now do we see a pace change out of Cloud9 here? They know they've got them on the ropes. They know they don't have a whole lot of weapons to work with. You know the util's going to be light on.
Дося. Как же его не хватает на тир-1 сцене.
That in mind, you've got multiple options, multiple ways to skin the cat here. You know, you can just go a slow default spread. You can allow them to push, but so far Vitality have been good at finding picks. So that's why I'm suggesting Cloud9 maybe something a bit of a pace change, maybe something a bit more together. And this is it. 4 out mid.
Oh, and Flamesy. He's been spotted, but the flashes keep him safe. Power position for him. That might delay this mid crawl. Chip damage. Unconfirmed, but Apex swallows it.
Got nothing out of this here, Cloud9. They've been able to put Hobbit up at his perch towards tap, but that's about it. Back in towards a bit more of a default spread here. Electronic with the B apartment, Shiro, Hobbit combination towards middle. Perfecto tasked with dealing with anything over towards A, and Axel in float here.
Both poking. You know it's a limited buy. You're not in a hurry if you're Cloud9. You've still got, look how many nades they've still got on their belt loops. This is just a initial investigation.
We've seen them have issues late, though. If they allow the clock to get too long, Vitality have done a good job of gambling, or at least playing for the info to get themselves in the right place at the right time. Flames is going to respect that. It's actually going to bottleneck him. Axel will be hearing 2 sets of footsteps on the catwalk.
Spinx will be in the right place for this. A dialogue between them, and it leads to Spinx's demise. Flames, though, may be overlooked. Hard clears from Cloud9. They're coming for him. Flamesy catching a timing upon the descent. Shiro doesn't know. Okay, ZywOo contributing, and the spray connects onto Hobbit with just 6 HP. That bomb now loose. Now the molly's finished off ZywOo, but Electronic, his flank does nothing. Apex aware of the gap, but it's Flamesy still racking up headshots. A second, maybe 3. Hobbit with 6 HP, 1 on 2. No chance for the plant, no chance for the round here. They will not allow you to plant. Apex makes sure of it. 10-5. A solid haul. Vitality in the lead. Cloud9 just about finding
Dennis,
something to work with into our second half.
where are you, man?
quarterfinal, our first dip into the Lanxess Arena for IEM Cologne 2023. We have got so many bums in seats and they sell you the whole thing, but you probably only will need the edge of it for the majority of our games here today. I am very, very glad to be jumping into our second half. Now 10-round haul, Vitality looking, well, you were telling me, Chad, looking that they were more convincing in their victory.
They just had better reads. They felt like they understood what Cloud9 were doing more often than not, and the type of rounds that Cloud9 had to win required some heroics from the new in-game leader, Electronic. Shiro also hasn't shown up yet here today in the Lanxess Arena. 3 kills so far. Would love to get him on the board, and the pistol round would be a great way to kick that off.
Oh, perfecto, yeah, he's got to get out of dodge on that one. Shiro is pushed up, now noted.
Committed.
Yeah, full commit to that.
This means he's going to need Electronic and Perfecto to hang around. This makes the extremities in the interim a little bit weaker. Hobbit as well as Axel are those two individuals tasked with the A and the B bomb sites here. Vitality want to really deal with Shiro. They can't leave him here.
Smoking regardless of Shiro's forward position.
Or maybe they can. Path of least resistance, why the hell not?
And look who it is waiting on this bomb site.
No support, fast rotation, not going to be fast enough.
Widely regarded as one of the most proficient mechanical riflers in this video game.
He's on his own.
And Axile. Hands, flames, a quick bullet between the eyes. Hard to track for the second. Well managed by Spinks and the Glock. Electronic next on the scene, but that bomb now ticking. Oof, and Shiro.
Уволя нахуй.
Shot onto Zywoo. He has nothing to do, but a triple swing into Perfecto. And Shiro coming to ask questions of them as well. Spinks is doing an awful lot. A double kill as well. A 2-on-2. Bomb ticking away. Perfecto next, down, and Spinks to close. And that must feel fantastic. Just 5 away from taking away their pick. Cloud9 picking Mirage, and now down in the dumps with 5 rounds to boast.
Both pistols here. Both pistols in the favor of Vitality. This is the recipe for success. It felt good. Axel got the necessary kill. You're thinking maybe it needs to be 2 because he's the only one on the site. But once Zywoo on the lurk, on that flank, gets removed, you think they can just turn all of their attention. It wasn't together. It wasn't crisp. And Cloud9, they've got to stomach another pistol loss here and concede 12 rounds. This is them just operating on the lightest of buys possible. A little bit of U2 invested upon here. But that's all you have to note for Cloud9 into round number 17. To worry for them as well as far as this series is concerned. I think it's Inferno coming up next here. And that was a map that we saw Cloud9 with Buster play against Gamer Legion, and well, maybe one we'd rather forget. They're in the right place.
Yeah, no, that
they just don't have the right tools for the job, unfortunately.
Flames. Been given that UMP, and it's him and Spinks in combination. Racking him up. Oh, wow. Okay, what's going on here? Electronic has got so much more than he was worth. 3 with the USP.
Costly, I'll give him that much. Decent amount of damage there, sure. I think Vitality are feeling pretty comfy here. We're seeing the difference between a, well, previous major champion. Actually, the most recent major champion, and newly put together super team.
Yeah. Major champions, Vitality, and then you make a roster change.
Well, this here could be the backbreaker right now, map number 1. The investment, first gun round here. Cloud9 are into the bite, being able to get the AWP in the hands of Shiro. They need to hold on. There's no defuse kit. U2's a little bit light, and if we want to have a map here, if we want to have some competition, if we want to get the Lanxess loud, Cloud9 need to start putting up some resistance. The first half was spotty at best.
The entire...
А ты тут?
Fluid. Look, they're constantly moving together, right? It's not like Apex is waiting for his players to just go for fights on their own and then make decisions. He's constantly corralling them. All right, we're here, we do this together. We didn't get the reaction we wanted, maybe we did. Let's keep moving. They're just as a unit right here, Vitality. It's not just pack roll, it's not 4-1, but it's definitely well thought out. And Apex has a clear idea of how he wants to finish this round.
Yeah, it's always been a signature of his Apex calling. From
Да я смотрю вот просто.
Winning a trophy. A major trophy at that one. And Magisk He draws first blood.
That's the
Shiro
AWP.
gone. And the AWP does nothing once again. And it gets worse. Electronic fully blind and eliminated as they just kick open the A side door. And for the boys of Cloud9, this is just a helpless round. You already highlighted they barely had enough funds to cobble together a
Не верю я в эту победу, но буду рад ошибиться.
And so 13's just going to be rolling over for Vitality.
And this is the classic conversation of it's too good to be true. We set up all this hype, this expectation. I don't think theirs are as high as ours from a community standpoint, the anticipation to see this team. And so far, the players are not operating at their highest of possible. You can see Shiro, he's really struggling right now, not having a good game of things whatsoever. Axel's holding on, right? He's contributing here. Hobbit, somebody who had to step up in lieu of Axel. He was massive during the group stage.
Yeah, and to just explain a little.
Ну, бля, может разозляться еще на второй карте, что-нибудь там.
How about I give you what's at the top of that sheet of paper? Shiro, number 3 in the world in 2022, number 4 in 21. Axel,
Crusader.
5 in 2 years running. Hobbit, he's been number 6, 11 over across a span of years, and Electronic, he's been there too. He's been number 4.
Decider, ёпт. Overpass.
The year. And Perfecto even winning Anchor of the Year according to HLTV.org. That is this roster. That is the full 5. Every single player with an accolade to boast. And right now, Vitality's making them look silly.
Yeah, and then you have to consider you've got major champions in here. Perfecto Electronic, Hobbit winning back in 2017, PGO Krakow with that Gambit roster.
And
Okay.
there is never, at least according to my recollection, been a debut like this. Like, hey everyone, it's the playoffs, and now you get to see what we look like.
And this was the whole conversation. Are they going to thrive? Are they going to make their mark? Or are they going to flounder here? Is this going to be the first in another chapter of struggles? Well, I'm out taken. And back towards this A bomb site, Vitality, they can just bludgeon them to death here. They're looking great as a unit. Everybody contributing. Take a look at the frag distribution. Vitality are playing like a team right now.
Да он вообще ёбнутый.
Maybe Hobbit can do some more. He's forced forward. Flamesy! A double kill. Electronic would need the same. Only the one with that 5-7 and Shiro. He's been quiet and it stays that way. They have gotten to 14 rapidly.
It's actually remarkable, the distribution here for Vitality. I know this is a stomping. You look at the scoreline here. This isn't a close matchup whatsoever. But the top end is Zawu and Spinks on 18 apiece. The low end is Flamesy and Magic on 15. 3-kill disparity from top to bottom here. Apex is contributing. We had some games with it during the group stage. He's yelling at his opponent. It's 4v5. I don't even need to frag. Well, today, I think he's decided to show up when it matters most.
Yeah. No stranger is Apex to Cologne. Second place in 2015, 2019, and 2020. Yet to lift that trophy. His 9th attendance here in Cologne. But this one is with a roster I'm sure he has a lot of confidence in.
Again, it's just so direct out of Vitality. They can get to exactly where they need to. No dramas. They're not slowed. Going through all their paces. No nade damage. No information on exactly where they currently are in terms of a unit. So playing somewhat blind at Cloud9. Sure, there's smokes. There's spam. And there's finally a little bit of damage done. 2 HEs will connect. Flamesy and Spinks.
But can we not conclude, or can
Тура у нас снова не попадает, блядь, ни по кому нахуй.
When there's smoke, there's probably fire.
This is where their individuals need to stand up and be counter. You need multi-kills here. One's not enough. These duels, you need to make sure that you lighten them up.
A cheeky smoke from Spinks.
B-split. It's just Shiro
Well,
here.
it does imply, yeah. It certainly implies it. Shiro's already taken down Magic that might force them to change their mind.
Nice.
Into his jaws as he takes another with the AWP. He hoping to bait him as Shiro.
Nice.
Godlike on the third. Solo performance from Shiro. Hobbit will put the cherry on top. But this is Shiro.
Ширик хорош, молодец. Надо было его поругать немножко, он сразу попадать начинает.
Line him up, knock him down. That's the Shiro that you want to be seeing here today.
В Стиве, да, сразу, чтобы высветилось, блядь.
If you want to have a game of things here. The score shifts ever slightly. Vitality's commanding lead. It's maintained. Money for a buy, no problem. I need a whole lot more of that from every individual on Cloud9 going forward here. And let's get back into play. smoke here, so don't see that every day of the week. Bit of an unforced error out the gates.
Ну это, блядь, фантастично звучит как.
Calling their bluff, perhaps expecting that you try and hit the same site, expect the AWP to be somewhere else, but
Ну, тут я не шарю уже, конечно. Я думаю, можно гораздо проще, блядь, залутать бабок, типа, наставка. Не обязательно. Да. Не обязательно что-то там потеть, блядь. Ширик. Нормально, фраг дал. А бомба-то ставится. А сейчас можно опять отсосать. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Хаешка под аксель. Охуенный урон. Давай. Выходите в молик. Похуй. Ага, видно тебя, блядь. Орех ебучий. Ну, сука, уволен. Второго. Бам. Блядь. Ну и молик. Виталити Мираж Сонс, вон пишет чувак в комментах.
But this is where Cloud9, a team who sure it's
Трудно
some big
поспорить.
names and names that we love to watch, don't have an awful lot of big stage
Чувак написал в комментах, типа, Виталити Мираж Сонс.
But in terms of being in an environment like this and being able to convert, that's something that has eluded the
Ну,
majority of
сынки,
these
ёпта,
players.
Миража.
So when you have a Shiro, you have an Axile, and they are meant to have such a large output, we need to see if they've got the gusto to give us a comeback in an environment like this. Maybe this is temporary. How far can they really push the issue here? 7 more rounds necessary to tie things up, and an opportunity now, as Vitality will have to stomach something a little bit lighter here. But Shiro again, they really don't want to let them into B.
Сейчас выход на Ширика будет, посмотрим. С пестиками.
They're feeding him now. You're giving this kid confidence. We were talking about how 3 or 4 kills not that long ago in the last 2. Being able to find some big contributions here.
Все, нахуй идите, говорит, отсюда.
That's 3 rounds, back to back to back. He decided to stand in B. This is very curious.
And he keeps just tearing up their strategy book. You have an intention, you have a plan, I have an AWP. Simon has an AK.
Ой, Элик в хорошей какой позиции. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй, не туда смотрел.
Has likely secured the round. Yeah, look at the damage. Perfect from Axile. That's his round with the triple. His first heavy contribution.
О, да это же тот самый парень.
Here's a theory. Maybe they wanted some more CT side rounds to allow him to warm in.
Аномальный.
It was all part of their master
We
plan.
wanted as many rounds as possible here on the stage, huh? Well, that is a big one to win, and it's finally put a bit of a dent in the finances here.
I'll take it a level further, Chad. Psychological.
Пусть сначала в плюс КД выйдет, блядь, потом будем говорить что-то.
Go through the full spectrum of emotions. Well, why don't we give him 14 and then watch as he helplessly witnesses that gap close.
Ну вот опять вот включаются вроде бы, но уже так поздно, уже, блядь, так похуй Виталиком. Shiro first 19 rounds, 5-17, Shiro last 3 rounds, 7-1, ебать. Интересная статистика.
We play on, folks. A conversation mid-round, but we do play on. Game faces now, Hobbit's burning, forced in, still gets away with one. Apex will punish. The A side looking good, looking set at least for the plant, but their weapons and their utility is very light on. It has to just be individual duels. Shiro's waiting for that fight, and Apex gives it to him.
Bam.
He'll be punching the air knowing he's given that one up.
Plenty of nades here for this retake. Bomb now. About 30 seconds left. Need to start putting this together as Axile takes down Sphinx. Just 2 to find. Zaiwu and Magis.
It's Zaiwu. And it was not anymore. Electronic straight onto it. And nothing Magis can do as Cloud9 will pick up that defuse and a 9th. 4 on the trot now. 4 in a row.
Армор скорее сейвит.
A turncoat.
Пацы в теме. Боже, нарисуйте ему кто-нибудь хуй.
Oh, really?
Is it the Roaring Bears? Are they here?
Oh, I can hear them. They have drums and they have rhythm. I can see them. Keeping the energy up.
We got Heroic versus Astralis a little bit later today. We got any Danes in the house?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ну,
Handmade.
потому что Valve так сказали.
I see a snake
Starting to form.
starting to form, exactly.
All right, both teams signaling they are
Думаю,
ready,
прав у
raring
них
to go with the
достаточно.
Mathematic on, and we get things back underway here. As you prefaced, 4 on the trot. That's from both teams in this second half of play. You had the pistol with the conversions for Vitality. Both pistols for the international team as Zonic. Big man, big coach, big presence. And big achievements. Has a bit to say here. I don't think the problem has quite been solved. We will conclude this
Можно.
tactical timeout, and looks like we might head into another tech here just to keep everybody up to date. So we will keep the particulars to a minimum for now.
Так наоборот же сейчас закручиваются гайки, сейчас у Valve больше власти стало еще. Там что-то недавно новость же какая-то была.
I see fist bumps being exchanged. Looking good, looking good. Hold your horses. Why don't I ask my favorite analysts? Lanxess, let me hear you if Vitality takes Mirage.
Пока ничего.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So that means
Окей.
how about
Я новость
Cloud9
пытаюсь
wins
найти,
Mirage?
что там было, блять, что-то не помню, где читал.
Got a cathedral full of believers.
Yeah, we most definitely do. There's something in our DNA that does underdogs do wonders to us. Cloud9, how have we framed them as the underdog? I'll never know.
Right? It's like the biggest dog, but we just met
No,
them.
sorry, the biggest dog on paper.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. Right now,
Чё всё
their
проебал,
marks maybe a
чё
little bit
там?
bigger than their bite thus far.
Yeah. They're called Brutus.
Ну, блин. Это специально, специально, блядь. Пиздец, такая дорожка, я бы там брейкданс танцевал бы. Мне кажется, она такая гладкая, блядь. Аж блестит, нахуй.
Yeah, that's a German breakfast. That's what that's called.
Намывали ее, блядь,
Well, we've got some good
всю
news.
неделю,
Problem
наверное.
solved. Back underway. Here we go. 14-9, round number 24. Will this campaign of Cloud9 continue here? Will Vitality put a silence
Да, и
stop
когда
to this
Vitality
and take us
выиграют,
to
они
Quick
пустят
Smart.
ореха, блядь, по ней.
Guns are out for both teams. Zywoo,
Прям до
Shiro,
кубка.
AWP's equipped.
Oh, and an interesting ploy. Out of the gates from Electronic. Now Shiro eats that flash, but gets away from the
Надо
spray
было
from
стрелять.
Flames. An activation and a head-on collision of leaders as Apex has taken down Electronic on his walk. Aggression punished. And Apex, he's
Holy
at the top
shit.
of the scoreboard alongside Zywoo and Spinks right now.
Someone
Проблемы.
from Cloud9 has to respond here. 4v5 down a man. They need
Бам.
a fight.
Who is it going to be? Look at this. Posturing.
Такая не очень приятная. И еще вышел, отпиздил. Мощный, мощный. Аксайл.
The Vitality, operating at a man disadvantage, will look to regroup.
It's just got very static here for them. Apex getting that pick, though, hopefully waiting for the regress. You see Spinks get caught off guard, not ready for that fight, probably wanting to get out of dodge. Between two mines here. So 2 frags back in the favor of Cloud9, a one-man advantage.
Резать.
With Zywoo still alive, joined by Flamesy and Magis, there is a real opportunity for this still. Window obscured. They might have to go in here, sneaky.
Отвлекает, отвлекает.
At a premium now. As the crowd, they want blood.
Well, it's coming. 30 seconds.
Shiro might even make it over here in time as well. Oh, they threw the molly into each other.
На, по своему...
Through the flames.
Ой-ой-ой.
Gets one, and maybe
Ой-ой-ой.
they can get something done here because Zai was in the clutch, but Shiro should have him.
Иху.
Shiro
Дали бомбу, к сожалению, поставить.
Still got hot under the collar for both teams there. Molly into
Ну,
the back of the
молодцы,
team, had to
молодцы.
extinguish. And you can see here, if you're Apex, you're going to be trying to reset the troops, get them to focus on some of these key details here, because there was no reaction after those kills came in. Right, the 2 frags back, you knew there were multiple bodies mid, nobody moved. If you're Apex in that moment, and this isn't even the bit you're worried about, okay, you know, problems like that happen, but it's the inaction after the 2 kills back from Cloud9. You're having to wait for somebody to make a decision. And you can see Electronic, he is a new man, right? We've definitely seen the excitement from him before, but he has embraced this leadership, and he said he wants to be one of the best in-game leaders of all time. That fire in the belly is now fueling this comeback. And Shiro in the first half, a non-issue. Now up to 16 frags. Both Axel and Shiro are online. Gap in this. Slightest. Shiro works with it. Backs off for now. The reposition available here.
Run boostic. Op, op, op.
With the space required. Keeping him busy now over towards B. Axel and Perfecto on high alert.
Широ с последние 5 раундов 1 к 11 играет. Зайка, зайчка моя.
Axel and Perfecto, the test is yours.
Oh, and Flamesy's passing here.
Bambi power.
Perfecto now
Need
knows
something.
it. They know where he is. Electronic from all the way on A has caught Apex. The tail of this assault, but it's Flames into the site. He's got his lineups.
Вот и все.
The flash is a perfect 2. This is going to be a real mountain to climb if Cloud9
А вот и
want to
все.
avert 15. Kits on the site, plentiful. But do they go for this? They're having a look, but
Да это все, блядь.
he repels the first look out of Electronic, and now, on their 6th time of asking, Vitality will find a round. And they've got Flamesy to thank on the way in.
It doesn't look like he's a fish out of water here by any means, Flamesy. Some of his aim has been a little bit shaky, traditionally a bit crisper of a player, but the nerves are here for everybody. Ashiro hanging around to try and do some damage on the way out the door.
Oh. And if you're a newer viewer, we call that one timing. Counter-Strike is full of it. Sometimes it favors you, sometimes it doesn't.
Ну,
Well, now it just got a whole lot more difficult for Cloud9.
And the legacy of Pasha Biceps lives on
да,
in
я тоже заметил. А ты бы как стал?
That is some shot, isn't it? He had 2 targets as well.
And he didn't fumble.
Speaking of fumble, Shiro fumbled his util on the way in there, trying to throw that through the smoke, right? Didn't get his lineup so you can see. Some of these moments, these details that we see these players getting right more often than not. Wobbling here. Timeout to be called, the third expended from
Ну,
Cloud9,
не
and
такой
arguably
разъебистый
one
счет,
loss
какой
to
мог бы
call it. Does
быть.
Tony go back to Baki?
Бы-бы-бы.
The liberty to do so.
Бы, бля. Ой, бы.
You know, this was a 4-5 game.
Ну, типа не 16-5, знаешь. Такое, 10 хотя бы есть. Но все равно разъебка.
Their defenses looked strong. It has looked stalwart. But it has to be perfect from now on. And Flamesy is going for an early fight. Electronic eats the flashbang.
Ну, это такое, это фолтик, ебать.
And Flames falls to his namesake, the Molotov of Shiro, to tie us up at 4 each. Ooh. Thinks better of continuing that fight. Axel hits the warning shot onto Zai.
Похуй. Пусть обсуждают, блядь. Чё такого? Мы же не говорим, что он как-то хуёво встал.
Apex will finish him off, and Axel's already low as well. It really does fall to Shiro if they want to commit. Big find. Zaiwu down to Axel in mid. Smokes are up. Shiro missing. Apex charging.
Ну как-то, блядь, по-другому встать. Нихуя он прыгает.
Through the box, Shiro. He's doing so much damage. Look at their health. Only one man slightly healthy. Nate, it's gonna have to be Magisk. Maybe Apex and Spinks can just distract, contribute in any way, shape or form they can.
Часики-то тикают. Ой, чуть не умирает Аксел.
3-on-3.
Отлично, отлично. Первый. Убей, убей. Убей. Заебись. Очень на тоненького.
Wobbly from both teams. You can see the pressure at the moment getting to them here, but they get it done, Cloud9. Hobbit caught off guard, just completely smoked there. And Shiro with a couple of misses as well, but that util, you see this just landing. Oh, perfectly placed. And a moment sooner, that bomb might not have gone down. But holding on. Whew. And Apex knowing just how close they were to picking up map number 1 here. But Axel, we have to highlight him. 20 kills to his name. He's keeping up with everybody. This is his debut in the Cloud9 colors here with the new roster. A new team, a new smell, and he's up to his old tricks. The question with Axel was, can he come out of his shell? Can he flourish in the big moments like Shiro? In the last year, we've seen the development of this talent. We've seen Shiro become a player who takes the risk, who plays with confidence, who will
Блин,
shut
я тебя
you
тогда
down.
спросил, ты сказал, не
That
надо,
same
но...
conversation has not happened. Mechanically a monster, sure. But he cannot grasp these bigger moments with both hands and change a game. This could be his chance to do so. He's contributing. He's doing what he needs to do for the team. He might be able to find himself a monster moment very soon.
Navi
Because
Cloud9.
we're back into the bias here. Vitality take the time out to talk this one through. Getting close now, just 4 rounds the difference. Just 4 rounds separating us from overtime here.
Да.
Remain the same. Perfection asked of them, but look at this. Apex playing contact. Hobbit's got info. They'll have to adjust the setup now. Look at the space. Look at the headshot. Apex 21 and counting. Even exchanges Shiro a problem for them. Trapped on Tetris. Trying to bail themselves out. Flash out Flames. He's not scared. Trying to make the space as they do actually manage to fall away.
И съебались.
And evacuate.
Axel hasn't really moved a muscle here. Still playing off towards this position. Sound cues at a premium here. Rejigging the setup at Cloud9. There's so many unknowns. Where have Vitality gotten off to? Well, we saw this one before and we're about to see it again. Grouping back up. Zywoo, Flamesy and Spinks this time. In search of round 16 here. And it is really just Axel to contend with this for now. It'd be way too late to the party, Alex. If this turns into a retake, it favors Vitality.
Oh. He's given it the consideration, but still concerned about middle.
Ну все, это пизда, это ГГ.
Are in. Axile. Now confirming his suspicions. This is scary. Cloud9.
Impossible retake.
What are you supposed to do now? The bomb ticking as your map hangs in the balance of just one man. Perfecto alone. Every second that passes a condemnation of your mirage. How does Zywoo and Spinks lose this? I just don't see a world where this happens. They'd have to really throw this one away. Look at the time. 16 is coming in Vitality. One step closer to the semi-finals.
Давай, пойду поем.
Flamesy's gonna feel real good about that one. A great performance for the young kid. This is the stage that he's been dreaming of. Makes his way up to the big leagues with Vitality. And a statement 21 frags as a team effort from Vitality pick up map number 1.
Cloud9, sink or swim now. Do or die now if they want a chance to voice concerns, to show us that we are not excited for the wrong reasons and the wrong team. It has to be the reverse sweep. Ja, Mann, auf geht's!
Vitality, the conductors of this choir, as unfortunately Cloud9 finding their voice too little, too late. Sure, it was a good resurgence coming onto that CT side, but failing to hit the high notes in that first half, Jason, costing Cloud9. Vitality now just one map win away here from Cologne of the semi-finals.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an awkward start for Cloud9. I really didn't enjoy the game plan they came up with. It was very slow, very not active on the map. The double pump in the first gun round to try and get into the A bomb site. Here's a big thing for you, because we highlighted Electronic and Hobbit as entry fraggers, as space creators. Electronic took one opening duel in the first half. Hobbit took, well, I think he was 2 for 4, he took 6. Axile was the one who picked it up. He was 1 for 5. So you had nothing to start these rounds for Cloud9, and Vitality chewed that up all half long.
Yeah, listen, that cold start is the only reason why Cloud9 lost Mirage. As simple as it is. If you just look at the last few rounds, it's very clear that they've woken up and they were ready to fight. But I agree with you. I think some of the Cloud9 players, a little jittery at the very beginning of this game. You could see Shiro took a very long time to warm up into the game. And then I think Electronic found himself in a maestro position because he felt like he had to dictate what was happening. I think the players were not taking the responsibility. They weren't making the moves. And as a result, you end up behind the music. The numbers, they paint a very clear picture when it comes to Shiro. 3 and 13 on that first half. A non-factor, non-existent at all. But then he came to life. And I got hella scared.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Yeah, you could see he can power a comeback really, really nicely. But obviously, against a team like Vitality, you're not coming back that often. G2 was able to do it in the group stage. It wasn't going to happen here today.
Yeah, should we take a look at one of the rounds from Vitality's hot start on that CT side? We've got round number 7, which just shows how much pace Vitality were able to dictate.
Pace, proactivity, information gathering, these are all the themes. Exactly, assertiveness. I can use all of the thesaurus out there because round 7 is a very good example. It's about processing the map and coming to the right conclusion. Here we have Flamesy and Magisk, 45 seconds left, pushing onto a ramp, and then they know, they put the puzzle together that A-Apps, the A-Split is coming in, Flamesy is in perfect position, Magisk is already coming in the back, and then just from positionally speaking, you've completely lost the round if you're Cloud9. You feel like you've boxed in, Jason, you feel like you've been read.
Yeah, and this is one of the issues that Cloud9 had in the first half. They tried to attack A in so many different ways. They have this round, this little palace walkout that they did. They had a fake execute into a delayed actual execute that failed. They tried walking contact up the ramp, failed. Vitality's A defense was absolutely fantastic. And you got to say, too, some opportunities for Cloud9. They lost that eco round, or that force buy round, right, to the scout of Zywoo, which was really, really painful. That was a chance to gain momentum. Cloud9's T side just fell really flat. It's actually admirable they were even able to get 5.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy looking at the jitters from both sides of the equation, but one man we've really got to give prop to, Apex, coming out hot on this very stage, and there's such a depth of history with him. He's been in a grand final not once, but twice here in the Lanxess. Lost out both times. He knows the pressure of this arena better than anybody.
He's been on the bad end of a graffiti as well.
He has indeed, yes. That peaks toward middle. Yeah, listen, if you're Apex, I think 2023, what you hope for it to be is Kerrigan's 2022. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a man who in 1 year could grab some of the most impactful, meaningful titles you've ever had in your career. Major, Cologne is on the same line, and I think he was instrumental in this game. Honestly, as a captain, you have the duty to put your players on track. You have the duty to showcase that insurance, that assertivity, proactivity we were talking about. And hey, some of these highlights are on the CT side. He had a bunch of multi-kills, I agree. But if you're looking on the T side, when Vitality started to really shit the bed, that's Apex who's running first. That's Apex who's creating space. Here, some of these examples, 14-9, entry kill onto Electronic. He was finding these very impactful kills.
Bro, I don't even care what side of the map it is. Apex over 20 kills. You're taking that all day, every day. You're taking it to the bank. That's wonderful. And look, I mean, it's not even just, there was another player on Vitality that stepped up massively. It wasn't just Apex, because one guy, with Axile's return, we didn't really touch on, Flamesy, having his first kind of big stage debut. He stepped up massively. He was a huge performer for Vitality.
Let's bring up round 15, because his hold on that B-bomb site is just immaculate to win the round.
This is what you, look at the way he steps forward into this. This is what we talk about when sometimes players get a little bit nervous on the big stage. It would have been completely reasonable for him to sit back in market, chill, play it smart, play for a save later on, but he steps forward and puts that skill to good use and holds down this bomb site in a near impossible situation, and his kills allow Apex to turn around. Look at the way this positioning activates the rest of his team, and Flames was a crucial piece of this Vitality victory.
Such a beautiful play. Like, honestly, the only way you turn this round around is by accepting that you're not going to play the odds.
Yeah.
You're not going to play the odds. You're not going to play the logic. You're going to throw all out the window and commit fully.
We win or lose by what I do in this moment, and he delivered.
Absolutely.
It's incredible to think about Flames' trajectory as well, because this is by far the biggest stage he has ever been on. I caught up with him on Media Day as well, asked him, know, if you've been speaking to maybe Magisk, he's been on this stage once or twice, and actually he spoke to Karrigan as well. He was like hitting up all the big players saying, how do you prepare for a stage like this? They said you don't, you just have to experience it, but I think that's what makes it so impressive for him to be stepping up so confidently already.
Also, how impressive of a young player like that to be reaching out to the experienced players and saying, what's up, baby? Like, what am I in for? Like, hook it up, give me something.
And think about this perspective, right? How many times did we hear from Cloud9 a year and a half ago? There's no pressure. There's no pressure at all.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It doesn't matter to us.
Yeah.
Online,
No
stage,
difference.
it's the same cake. Flames is like, no. Like, I realize, I embrace, I accept the situation.
It's
I
a bigger
acknowledge
cake.
this is going to be hard, you know? There might be a bit too much sugar in that one. It's going to be hard. I like that he's going up and really ahead of that pressure, and he takes it in, acknowledges it.
Give the cake respect that it deserves.
Respect the cake.
On the flip side, obviously, we did see Cloud9 trying to take their bite out of this monumental cake on that second half.
Stay with
fingers,
cake.
right?
Look, I'll say this. You have to imagine the group stage for these teams coming into Cologne that made a roster change was invaluable. You get to play through struggles. You get to play through obstacles. You get more time in officials with the new players in your roster. Cloud9 didn't get that. And that's not an excuse. Axel had a great game. Shiro had a slow one. But you could see some of the differences. And you got to hope, if you're a Cloud9 fan, really what you want to rely on here is you say, that second half team on Mirage,
Yes.
hopefully that's the one that carries over and starts Inferno that way. Because that second half Mirage Cloud9 team was scary.
It sent a really horrifying message to the Vitality fans out there. I think we have round 24. We can show you guys some of the mishaps that Vitality have fallen victim to towards the end of that half. It was inaction, lack of proactivity again. Here, Vitality is struggling to find, this is actually round 25. This is where Flames is going to unlock the potential. But prior to that, there was a moment where a kill leads to a lack of decision. They don't exactly know. And the reaction is immediate here. This is beautiful. This is what Vitality needed. They needed rhythm. They needed pace.
And this was the big difference, I think, between the two teams is Vitality and Apex's ability to switch up into these hits on the extremity that were just aggressive, push forward, and a convincing attack, whereas Cloud9 still kind of maintained a little bit of a slower pace, partially because they had tried attacking the A-bomb site so many times and failed. They didn't have that open to them. Flames was a beast at the B-bomb site. They weren't having fun anywhere.
Yeah, and obviously for Cloud9, heartbreaking that they couldn't come out the gates hotter onto their own map pick. So, Banks, how are they feeling after that first map?
I was just catching up with Groove then, and he was saying how this first game, they were making some small mistakes. Now, they've got to remember it's 10 days where they played with Buster and they didn't play with Axel. Coming into this, it was a slow start, but they saw the warm-up getting into Mirage was a positive. Now on Inferno, he's hoping that this is something they can carry on forward, and hopefully they can bring their fire. But that's what he's got to go and get sorted going into this. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, good to hear it's full focus on Inferno going forward. But where do we stand now on this Cloud9 squad? Obviously, this is Vitality's pick coming into the series.
Pissed around would be nice. A nice start would be nice. Like they lost, what, the first 3 rounds of both halves. It took them a while to get into the first half as well. Get that up in Shiro's hands as soon as you can, because we saw in Mirage how deadly he can be. If he's same kind of mobility on Inferno, we know Oppers dictate a lot on the map on the CT side.
But you're talking about mobility. When Cloud9 played Inferno, granted that was with Buster, that's what they were lacking. Gamer Legion abused the CT side of Cloud9 because you had a pure divide. On one hand, you had the Na'Vi duo.
Yep.
You had Electronic and Perfecto trying to play B. And on the A side was a Cloud9 trio. And they were very much disconnected. Whenever Cloud9 attempted to create some movement, there were some holes open in the defense, and then Gamer Legion struck right into that defense. And I think Vitality has to play with that. I think Vitality has to make the defense move, make them shamble a little bit, make them fumble the bag, not knowing where there is an opening or not. There will be openings. There will be weaknesses.
For sure. And then the question becomes, what can Axel provide that Buster wasn't able to on that defense? Axel with his rifle, if he's able to be a little bit more effective, close up some of those gaps, maybe swing over and have a play. We saw him on Mirage with a couple nice triple kills. So, I mean, there's an opportunity here for Cloud9 to shock Vitality on their map.
Well, you speak about Cloud9 CT side, but Matthew, you've had some curiosities about the CT side that Vitality can bolster on this map, right? What's the equation now that we have Flamesy coming into things?
They've positively surprised me. I have to be honest. I thought that the Flamesy Apex duo would be an obvious weakness to exploit. That was my first idea when I saw them play together. But it turns out, if you allow them to be aggressive, if you allow them just a little bit of space, they're going to jump on it, really, with both feet. Apex is for Apex, playing with Flames is like a wet dream. It's the absolute dream.
Yep.
It's like, listen, guy, I'm gonna give you a couple flashes.
You're the queen,
go
I'm
in.
the pawn.
Exactly. Just go in there, get stuck in, try to get a couple of kills, and I'll be fine. And Flamesy does it with a smile.
Yeah.
He's never gonna say no to an aggressive move. He's never gonna say no to a
He
pop flash.
loves that.
So Apex has this amazing little puppy with him that he can train, and it has got all these tricks, and it's amazing. It's like Flamesy flash, and then Flamesy just goes in, triple kills. That works. The only risk is if you block Vitality and you force them to play defensive, because both Apex and Flamesy are hyperactive huskies. They don't like to stay in a defense like that.
No.
They need to be involved, and that you have to shush them. You have to shush them early on. If they run, it's over.
Also, you put him in the same situation on Mirage. Like, despite such a good first half from Vitality on Mirage, economic issues, money issues at times, it never was able to build up. You do that on a map like Inferno, all of a sudden Apex's puppy doesn't have any flashbangs coming over the ceiling, doesn't have a Molotov helping him out or anything like that. So if you're Cloud9, chip away at that economy, keep things reasonable, find your moment to pounce.
Matthew, I know it's words wasted asking your predictions whether this is going to be 2-0. So, Jason, what are you thinking? Is this the end of the line for Cloud9?
Oh, I think, look, there's a world, but I think you have to kind of lean towards the series is going to be over after
Those
this one. You've got to give it. I
eyes.
know, it's beautiful. Well done. but look, I mean, look, we have to understand it is very, very possible that Cloud9 can come back and shock this, but certainly the odds are going to swing in the other direction. Certainly the odds are sitting with Vitality.
Well, we are due to find out exactly how it's going to go down, but not before we head to a quick break. When we are back, it's the pick of Vitality and potentially the end of the line for Cloud9 here in Cologne.
The in-game leader, architect of every move and every win. The entry fragger, fearlessly leading from the front. The opper, the deadliest of them all. The support, the true difference between winning and losing. The lurker, everywhere and nowhere, patiently waiting to strike. It takes 5 champions to win. Which one are you?
It's time! The ESEA League is now on Faceit to give you the best league experience. See how far you can go on your path to ESL Pro League. Join the world's most competitive league now on Faceit. Win your share of $214,000 in Season 46. Don't miss out, register by August 10th. Sign up today at faceit.com/ESEA League.
The in-game leader.
What is your calling?
Reigning major champions. One map away from a semi-final berth to meet ENCE. Picking up where they left off before the player break. And the Lanxess arena filled to the brim, eagerly awaiting resistance from Cloud9. Pistols were a problem on map 1, Chad, and now we find ourselves map 2, Inferno. Vitality's pick and Cloud9, they have to disrupt, they have to reverse sweep. Or Axal's trip to Cologne could be a quick one.
Already this banana control quite quickly here out the gates. Axal, the point man of this. Looking to disrupt, even with the side choice. Cloud9 opting to start on the T side here. Util raining over towards the B bomb side. Apex with Util at the ready and Magisk in combination, but both players, vision obscured for now.
He's got more where that came from. Nade could be well placed, and just a bit of chip damage. Axal's already cleared the back of the site.
Electronic has a re-smoke here for CT spawn. They can lock them out here. There's a kit in play on Magisk, a smoke and a flash available for Apex, but the bomb goes down. 5-on-5 retake. Hobbit is loose. He's in the wind.
Now smoke's been thrown out by Electronic, buys more time. There will be a rotation through. That kit on Magisk will come into play. Contact's coming.
And so is Hobbit.
Apex flash through. Boost over, connects onto Axile. Perfecto on the pull, the next target, I would say next victim, but Shiro has hit all of the shots, and it's Hobbit and Perfecto for the cream on top.
That's the way to kick off this half here for Shiro, to kick off this map for Shiro. And that's the beer snake we were promised. So a pistol for Cloud9.
And a beer snake for the Lanxess.
Oh, well, this is a better way to start your campaign here. A P250 in the back of the site, mowing them down, and Hobbit's flank even comes into play here. The last piece of the puzzle. This is what you're looking for with the T start. Now, if you can deal with the force buy back from Vitality, you set yourself up pretty here for a 3-round conversion. What does the international squad have to say about this one? Avoids the nade. Applies pressure towards B. Potentially calls the bluff of Vitality here.
Yeah, he's been dropped extra utility, trying to puff up his chest. It's an early smoke is thrown, and it does draw out one of Apex's cachet.
Outside limp smoke here, but if Apex replenishes this smoke, the question becomes for Cloud9, do we go through it? Do we think there's more than just one body here? And that molly, perfect. They've dissuaded, they just completely removed the possibility for him to be a jarring presence. So they understood the scenario, they've dealt with the sole defender of the B-bomb site, and Cloud9, through just decision-making of utility, have secured themselves the second round of play here.
No, it's not the very, very best outcome. Sure, winning's nice, but Vitality will have an opportunity to give it another look in, that 3-round conversion you were talking about.
Well, will they? Look at this. Cloud9 already understand the status quo of this round. They've evacuated the bomb site, they've left one caretaker, they have the linchpin of Axal locking the door. They know where you are.
Okay.
They just have to find you.
Okay, this could have a few more twists and turns for this second bite of the force buy.
Throw the MAC-10s their way. Are they not going to overstep the mark? They've contained them, they've boxed them in.
And they'll take anything that they can get. You'd think the MAC-10s would have a look in, but no.
Stalemate, okay. Not throwing their bodies on the line. Good restraint from both teams there. I don't think Vitality were so aware of how much of a threat was just around the corner, but as you mentioned, the double dip with these upgrades.
The Lanxess Arena wants blood, Chad. A pacifist round of Counter-Strike.
I met that lad last night. He came from California.
All the way?
The one that went woo behind him, yeah. All the way. There's a guy from New York I met last night. People come all over the world. Check this one out. This is about avoiding the stack yet again.
Right, but
you have to ask yourself, do you try the same door twice?
And can you make it feel the same?
Apex is going to do his best impression. It's exactly the same from Cloud9. Frontside limp smoke, Apex with one in exchange. The bomb not committed here, which is telling Cloud9 are just starting to feel things out. They're in no rush. the more he spams, the more he tries to puff up his chest, the more it feels like it's just one player. And Electronic doing his best to try and find out how many reside on the other side of the smoke.
Hobbit starting in zoning position here.
That's good info, right? It's at least telling there's one player on either side of the map. Now it's about converting this kill, and the pressure's there. Axel and Hobbit in combination, clamp shut on the A side. They open the door. The bomb now can be ushered in.
Brilliant play so far out of Cloud9's T side here.
Yeah, you're just cooling out Vitality, right? These stacks, they're trying to catch you off guard as Electronic will be traded, but information is great for him. That can funnel through. The rest of his team can understand the situation. Now it's Perfecto's turn.
Pre-aimed that jump up, still making a bit of a meal of this. 6 bullets, and the help is there. Shiro will deal with all 3. So the juice is flowing. Cloud9 first pistol, conversions, and a 3-0 start on their opponent's map pick.
And it was pretty cold for Cloud9 to start things off over there on map number 1. But as we got into the later stages, especially the second half, they were looking more like themselves. Axel was online, Shiro was having some multi-kill rounds. It was Hobbit who was actually probably having the weaker go of things. Perfecto was great in the clutch. Electronic, he had his moments, that Tech-9 round over towards B within the first half. So if Cloud9 are just slow starters, we might see a whole much better look here on Inferno. Already that is the case. Fast up Banana, Shiro aggressive with the AK. Banana control swiftly taken here. No dramas, and Apex has no idea, Alex. He's just going to walk into this. Barrel spotted and dead. Simple as you like. Shiro, the entry frag, and takes down both on B.
Just moving with intention. Destruction of the defense. Deep smoke, what are you to do? Already it feels like Shiro has given them the opportunity to close clean.
That's round done, and he's the AWPer, not the entry fragger, but hey, that confidence, that difference that Electronic sees between him and a Simple. Maybe Shiro wants to lift that a whole extra level here. Axel goes down on the other side of the server, but this will be a Vitality save, and 4-0. You're going to see a whole lot of this early on Inferno, everybody. It's the map where we love to save.
8-0. That's a strong start out of Shiro, and you know, you talk about unlocking potential. Shiro's already demonstrated his. I would definitely concede that. But what if there's more? You know, what if there's more? If he could be walking into site, Apex has no idea what's going down.
See that right there, Apex had no idea that he was scaling up so quickly. You see him get caught off guard. I think he understands that that was his fault, that way that situation went, the little shake of the head. But when we covered off Vitality just the other day, they were doing a lot of 3-man B starts, but they weren't always aggressive banana control. You reflect over and you look at Cloud9, we only seen them play this map once. It was with Buster, and it was against Gamer Legion, and they lost the map, but they had such a difficult time getting any banana control at all. They were essentially playing in the dark on the CT side the entire time. And maybe a reason why they've opted to start here on the T half, right? They can really get things rolling. They can set the tone of this round, and already it's great from Shiro, as we've highlighted. But you think about the arduous task just for them to get to this arena. And it was against lesser opponents, 9, Monty, Gamer Legion, and they all fell at the hands of an incomplete Cloud9. This is their biggest test, and in the biggest pressure moment.
And a debut of sorts. Of course, one map now down.
With these save guns, all back in play here. A boost up and over.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Saw that one coming. Bowling from Apex.
Flash is going to come out here for Flames.
Oh, they're so blind. Shiro handed his first death. Flamesy. He'll get that smoke down and should be able to get away here. The nade's coming for him. Have to 69.
Yeah, have to allow him to have this space. Nobody was close to flash through. There wasn't any util to hold him at bay there. They didn't worry about wasting mollies, so they've given up that room. Apex now can play the rotation, something they did very well on their CT side of Mirage, was reading the play. Apex did a great job of making sure there was multiple bodies ready for any Cloud9 hit. With an opening pick, 4v5 disadvantage for Cloud9. They still have enough nades to make this possible, but top mid has just been called clear. The rotation back over to B.
There's so much pressure now on Flames. Incredible scoreline first map. Clearly comfortable on the big stages, but is he comfortable on this B site? Helped, supported, and fragging. Can he get two? Flames, he can! The bomb's on the floor! And Cloud9, this is the first time they've met resistance on Inferno. Flames holds on. They commit into just the one-man site, and he delays. Apex just finished the job as well. team play from Vitality.
Yeah, that's the key. I know that Apex gets 2 kills on the way out the door there, but he set up the other 2 frags. That molly that he landed perfectly timed as they entered in towards the site gives you 2 options. Hopper was actually one of the first 2 players in, and he had a smoke for the extinguish, but he had to take the fight. That segregated the pack, so Apex, massive work from him. He facilitates the opener with the flash, setting up Flamesy, sets up Flamesy for more division of the fight. He can take these duels at his own liberty, and look at Apex's name in the assist, in the kill feed. The in-game leader doing an awful lot to get Vitality there first.
Yeah, 200 utility damage from Apex already. We are 5 rounds in.
Still money for this buy. Shiro not opting for the AWP here. Would have been available, would have been on the table as an exchange of smokes just littered in banana.
Just a tunnel of smoke, which Shiro seems to like the look of. Lingers within them, plays the fades, procedurally crawls, and half wall is now his with the flash. Confirms it. Top banana is theirs. Now this is a retake utility set out of Flamesy. Smoke molly combo. What's his go sign though? Could be too little too late here. Drops it now.
They're going to extinguish and go.
They're going. Charging in. Shiro, the first man on the scene, but it's Apex into electronic. Flamesy overlooks Shiro, but he still gets the frag. Limitations to Cloud9 now. The flashes, the support, Vitality ripping Cloud9 apart. And Axar last. Late to the party. And with 45 seconds, Vitality know that that second round is theirs.
This round changes here for Axar. Does he want to save it? Does he want to look for damage here? I'm sure he'd love a kill or 2 to come his way as we see him parking the bus right now. Plenty of sound cues on the other side of that wall, sure. Absolute worst case scenario for him would be going down after time. So with 20 seconds left, we return to how that all went down, and there was a decision made. That util you pointed out, they had to have the go signal. Cloud9 had everybody in banana. They didn't get top mid control. They didn't have anybody in boiler to deal with the lurk. There was no way back. You would have been rotating into the unknown.
Right.
So they had to commit to that. That was the decision, and I like the call. It feels like Shiro probably should have killed Flamesy over towards first oranges, but it was good flash work again. Apex, once more, setting up his young star, and he was flourishing to grab them now their second round. So this is a really good showing out of this B bomb site, because it's clear to me, Cloud9, they like what they saw in the demos. They want to test this new little setup between Apex and Flamesy over towards B. And here it is, that util set. So you see them coming in again. They're already committed at this point. Coming out of the flash, Flamesy onto Shiro, and then following up even Zywoo there to support. And Shiro going to be feeling a little bit hard done by there, thinking he should have got the better of Flamesy, but he's in a difficult role, right? Being the B anchor. Right? There is going to be a lot of pressure applied to him, and it's in scenarios where he has to sit and wait, which doesn't go with this kid's personality. He wants to keep moving. He's got ants in his pants, but they've plugged him in, and he's still so young that with his aim and his skill set and his mentality, he can become the next big thing.
You got it, man. You got it. Take your time. Round 7, map 2. And it's our first taste of the AWP on Zywoo. Three-2 division of Labor. A battle for banana. Rage is on. Just the one smoke this time. I say that as a second deployed deeper. And the barrage of flashbangs and incendiaries combine.
Oh, they called it off there. I think their smoke landed exactly where they were hoping for, either to obscure vision. So the early gambit from Cloud9 to try and contest with this banana control has been halted for now.
Electronics moving with some serious intent.
Yeah, because he wants his team to take some space. There's inaction. They've lost banana. We need to put some pressure elsewhere on the map. If they're playing 3B, A is susceptible. And Electronic knows this. He needs his players to whir into action. Now, even this is just sound cues. There's no full commitment, but you need to keep Vitality moving. And Electronic understands this. We're not playing sit and wait Counter-Strike. We need to bait out this util. We need to try and create a gap, create a mistake.
Just a minute remaining for them to find that bomb plant.
And the job has been done. Look at the darkness that Vitality now resides. They lost top mid control. They've given up banana. This is exactly what Electronic was looking for.
Will Flamesy and Apex be tested once more?
Look how good they are with the economy of U2 here. A couple of smokes, the molly left, some flashes, and Flames a whole lot of information.
Flash through again, Apex sets up Flames for success. He strafes around in time. Perfecto unable to punish.
They had to commit, but they're not going.
They've thrown the smoke. What are you going to do? Push through the smoke and die?
But they're going into Spinks and Zywoo.
They haven't got the time. They have to just run out. The knives are out. And Spinks spanks another onto Hobbit. And Vitality make mincemeat of Cloud9.
That's the flustered Cloud9. That's when things aren't going right. You see there, unable to get away with the hijinks towards top banana and then just trying to hightail it. It would have been a crazy play. You were hoping Vitality bite down on that B play, but not under pressure and no issues. The two of them have, wow, in 3 rounds now, had no dramas, 3 consecutive, just dealing them a dud hand, sending them away and letting Cloud9 know you're going to have to go and try that other site. Magic, Spinks and Zywoo, they're going to be your next test.
Just taking a look at that scoreboard as well. A couple of absentees. Axel 1, Electronic the same, Hobbit the same. 3 of them with 3 frags combined as we head into our 8th round.
Flames has been great using him as this forward piece, hasn't he? Like just, I understand how sharp this kid is, and if you're facilitating him with great util, they try and be again.
Yeah, well, they're pissed. They are pissed off. This is just the opposite of the round prior. Take that space. It's yours already. None of this 50 seconds to get your banana control. It is theirs, already established. And now that darkness you've been discussing, present for Vitality. They have no idea what resides around that corner. Flames to throw a reactions flash. The smoke thrown out now. Hoping to catch a Coffin's player. Nobody home.
So quiet across the map here. Apex is going to start getting a little bit suspicious of this, but he's probably asking the question, are they really going to test the B bomb site yet again?
That's what Zywoo was waiting for. It's Shiro down, their highest flyer. Flames keep fragging. He's so low, the nade will do the damage. Incendiary well placed. Hobbit beats it. Flames can't tame that spray, and Hobbit's given him a bit of hope. A bit of space, a bit of room to work with. Those smokes are up. Need to get that bomb, and Hobbit, he's retrieved it. And we'll be getting it down, considering a push. Oh, that's a lot of damage. There's an incendiary as well. Hobbit just gets away in time, but Spinks is quick to it. And now Perfecto's in trouble. The incendiary forces him wide as he actually connects the shot. Magisk responds, and Axile, what are you supposed to do? Smokes, kits, and there's 2 of them. And he's only got the Deagle. Apex finds him, another for Team Vitality. They respond to Cloud9's 4 with 4 of their own, all tied up now.
So keys in these rounds just have to be the opening picks, right? The fact that they're able to get the first kill every time they try and attack that B bomb site. Cheers indeed.
Prost.
But I was just reflecting on what went down on map number 1 between the 2 of these teams here, and you look at the first kills. Bit of a sore thumb, I think. Vitality had no issues in map number 1, just throwing out 18 first kills. I'm reading this, I'm just like, is this right? It was to the 9 of Cloud9. The clutches went in the favor of Cloud9 for that to be a 16 to 11 game. So right now, if you're Electronic, you really want to make sure that if you are giving up the opener, it's immediately traded, or you're able to grab some space off that information on the other side of the map. Because that's the difference maker here for Vitality. It's making it a whole lot easier for them to be able to defend.
Incredibly deep banana smoke.
Look at all this A pressure
here.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of action here on Magisk. And oh, he's been spotted out, but a very snappy adjustment. Info off the drop-off. He's doing an awful lot. But exposed to Axile, claws him back into it. Spinks to be tested. He has Zywoo in support, and Axile handed his ass. Big one from Spinks. No trade available. And Shiro down 2.
That's what you got to avoid. You can't be getting multi-killed in that fashion. And Vitality more than ready for this fight. They've gone B 4 rounds. We've denied them every single time. Of course they're going to try something over towards the other side of the map. And this is where you still have to deal with the likes of Spinks, Magisk, and Zywoo's AWP to finish things off. Vitality are taking control of this. Denying the plan again.
And it's a team effort. You know, exactly the same as map 1, Chad. It was ridiculous how close that scoreline was across the board. Every member of Vitality contributing heavily to their victory. It's not the Zywoo show, 1v9. as the forums may indicate and suggest.
This is the thing, this Vitality roster, it packs a punch, right? This isn't just a team flashing for Zywoo anymore. Maybe that was the last time they were in the grand final here in the Lanxess, but this is a team that has some monsters through and through.
Definitely the team to beat, and a very different kettle of fish from what Cloud9 have played so far with Buster to get them to the playoffs. And Axile's arrived just in time. But will we see a resilient Cloud9?
This is the gap. Spinks acknowledging it short. This flash isn't going to do an awful lot.
Magisk, he's got Spinks as well. Up and over. Nice one from Spinks. They're into the ace site, but Spinks still has his head on a swivel. Still considering. Perfecto gets away, spots out Zywoo. Big one back with the Tech 9.
Bomb's going down here. Axel has a power position, deploys a smoke here. Obscured for 20 seconds now towards that arch side. Zywoo Flames in combination. Apex puffing up his chest, making some noise. But look at the nades here for the retake. They can take their time and talk this through.
We've got so many nades, so much equipment. And the opposite could be said for Cloud9, but they have Axile in that position. They can't find him. Time still rotting off of that clock. Shiro postured with the Deagle. Now Axile comes online, and it's up to Apex, but no time. With the little guns, Cloud9 convert. A necessary round. Reignites some hope in this T side after a real run from this defense.
That's this time around, though, that Cloud9 are starting to make a name for themselves, even when they had Buster in the team, right? This is back when they were playing throughout the group stage. There was a couple of these rounds where they had these lighter purchases and they were able to pull off some bullshit just like that. And that's exactly what you need here. So the fact that they're able to get out, I said this was the gap, sure. One of the problems was all three players acknowledged the leak. Both Magisk and Spinks looking towards apartments and pit. Zywoo left mid as well, and that's how exchanges went down top mid to hurt Vitality. Once you have the pit space, once you have that site control, you saw the crossfire that they established. One graveyard, one headshot, one site. A little trifecta of doom, and they played off of each other. They get lured in, Shiro takes that first fight, everybody activates. Perfect team play there from Cloud9 in the post plant. And around to give us a little bit of excitement here in this match. Still plenty of money for Vitality to get another buyback out here. They've even got cash for a residual. Lost bonus into the next is going to be at that 1900 mark. For Cloud9, even if they lose this one, with 2900 coming through, we should see them in the remit of just another buy. Especially considering they're happy to wield Tech 9s and Mac 10s and still get it done. It doesn't have to be the AKs for this unit.
Yeah, did on Mirage as well, you're right. Certainly a bit of a character trait. Oh, whoa, losing a lot of health to that banana util. Nade looks good as well as Shiro, a shadow of his former self in this round.
And this is what we saw from Vitality earlier in the tournament. They were having to posture 3 players towards the top of B, not for the banana control, just to stand and wait until they could execute into this blue wall.
Ooh, there's something brewing on the long side. Spinks is on the jiggle. Axile, that robotic aim looking to come online. He's tagged up Spinks. Reaction is heavy on the util, but Axile, he's found a gap.
A massive gap, and it's being accounted for now. Zywoo having to come over to try and plug this. Did he spot him?
Nope.
He's in the win now.
They'll consider it.
But it's just softened up the B-bomb side.
Most definitely, it's forced Zywoo off. Flame's going to be tested again on the jiggle, gets away. Molly forces some decision-making, some quick decisions to be made, and Zywoo's gone and cleared him.
Ой-ой-ой.
The awareness of the Woo.
Снова Zywoo.
And with 40 seconds, it seems Vitality are looking for answers. Zywoo will flash Apex through. It's perfect, but Perfecto doesn't need to see to frag. Electronic down to Zywoo again. Lobs for the rifle. Flames, he can't get anything done as Shiro catches.
Fast flank.
It's going to be a problem. Will they consider it? The bomb can't be disrupted. It's down. Shiro could be down as well. But up and over. Hobbit, elevated position. Leaves with just 2 HP. A 2-on-2. Up for debate, now just up to Perfecto, and Zywoo quick on the draw.
Пиздец.
3 in that round.
Ёбнутый Zywoo этот.
But those first 2 on that AWP. And Cloud9 getting into the site this time.
Что там происходит у них, блядь, ёбаные, сука, Пивные алкаши, блядь.
From Zywoo. I mean, you said he's in the wind, right? Zywoo didn't like that. He did not like that at all.
They were piecing it together. If Axel was alive for an extra 2 or 3 seconds in that moment, Zywoo was not contributing over towards B. Right? He can't get that second kill. So they were. You could see them in Banana. They were just trying to work out, like, who's got the smoke. We need a CT smoke. Let's go. Right? They were trying to work it out. It just took them a little bit too much lag there for Cloud9 to get in position to go. But as you mentioned, they get in the side, they get the bomb down, they get themselves another buy. And Electronic happy to wield the MAC-10 yet again here. Looks like a half-wall Banana smoke to be lobbed out here to deny that vision.
Ooh, yeah, and Magic
Aggression.
throwing some aggression into the mix. I'm not sure Axel's ready for this. Oh, yes, he is! Beheads Magisk. Down middle for a nice gift of an opening frag. What's the setup here? Flames, just in the open. The whole team in front of him. Electronic is first victim, a dink. It's not enough, but maybe Apex gets overlooked. Never mind, the flash is brilliant. And Spinks is on A, they know it. You take down Axel, that's fine. A little revenge from Magisk, but nothing here for Spinks.
Got a bit of a game on our hands here. Some back and forth in the last few. Spinks are trying to retain this for Mr. Zywoo. The money starting to wane now. Still plenty of cash for Zywoo particularly, but the rest are lighter on, so some drops will be required here. But Axel, yeah, just catches a glimpse. You see the hand over the eye. Magisk costs something there. They brute force their way into be a great reaction, and yeah, you definitely see multiple members doing the flashbang dance in this one.
Well, that's a sign of a good T round, right? 2 of those frags, most important ones. Coming with supporting util. Nice to preserve the AWP. Something to celebrate as, yeah, a tied game.
Ну слушай, нормально в атаке так-то получается, бля.
This was a conversation with star players and then them taking this role of in-game leader. It's going to take a whole lot more mental power to have that focus on being able to control the macro, being able to micromanage your players when necessary, to make calls against a team who have what it takes to win a major, right? This is the difference. You're now against the big boys. You're not against the Game Allegiance, the Montes anymore, right? This is the upper echelons. This is the top tier. Right now there's a debate in Counter. Who's number one? Is it Vitality? Is it Heroic?
How quickly could Cloud9 join that conversation?
A win here today would definitely set them on that path. Axel.
Well, this is a tough crossfire to break. This is...
You need to do it together, right? Hobbit and Axel need to pick in unison here.
They don't. Zywoo will profit. Electronic comes a knock in and
they found the gap
out of there. Zywoo's got another. He's so far from the Frenchman and posted up for more. They are slipping through into CT, but Apex and Flamesy are ahead of the curve and well aware of what's going on. These angles, so hard to clear. As Apex, Mo's down 2, make it 3, Vitality. They are so in tune. Their communication is flowing, everyone singing from the same hymn sheet in this cathedral.
Yeah, that's key right there, and you can see it with their reactions.
Да, если не самая сильная, бля.
They understood the situations. I with the 2 kills, the information flowing, and able to lock things down. And once you're in CT spawn, if you're Cloud9 and you have nobody across the rest of the map, you see they're boxed in. Where are you meant to go? You have to fight your way out of that. So the decision that was made based off the double app setup turned out to be their coffin as Cloud9. Anything left here in the chamber for the first half of play?
Oh, there's pace on that. A quick extinguish. It implies a push, but a boost leads to the death of Apex. Flamesy perhaps to be overlooked. Look at the
Могут.
He's supposed to be locked in behind
Флеймза
him.
нахуй гоните отсюда, блядь.
But he gets away. Has a glance. Flash is good.
Съебался, малой.
Infinite flashbangs in some of these rounds. Whittled down now to just 3. Make it 2 as another pops in mid. Zywoo, he's actually going forward. He's investigating. He's pushing the limits. And it costs him his life.
Nice.
Hyper aware. Only his 3rd frag, but it means an awful lot if this translates into another round. Doing it the hard way now. A 2-man advantage.
Сейчас бы развернулся бы еще вообще, и все, и хватит.
The last of their util to get him into the site. A smoke and a Molotov from Flames. Hard to disrespect that, but they give it a go. Extinguish, flash, push, and they're in. But Spinks has been overlooked. The trigger disappeared. Can't tumble.
Nah.
And the Shiro need to secure it. What can Magisk do? nothing but save as a 7th is in the bag for Cloud9 now.
But they had everybody there, right? Magic
Я только
got
вчера
there
узнал,
just in
что
time.
он
This is so
у нас
threatening.
как
Even though there's
медвежий
a man
нож
advantage,
называется.
they executed towards that site. There's some trades. That smoke on the extinguish, it helped them to actually get past Spinx's line of sight there, but he still had a deeper angle. Hobbit with the trade, integral.
Ну, Урсус это не БР, нихуя так-то.
Magic gets another one through the smoke. That round is on.
And it takes a seriously cool
Я
head
не
of
знаю,
your
но
Spinx
медведь
to
это
hold
БР.
your nerve and hold your spray while you go for that multi-kill. Hobbit may have saved them.
Well, Magis, he might lose everything here. Axel very diligent on this.
Я ебу, что ли.
Well, Magis sees him and gets to hold on to this AK unless Shiro has something to say. Pinned in towards the graveyard.
А нахуя два слова-то, блядь? Для медведя.
Cool, that's an important little save there for Magis, because money is tight. Money is real tight for Vitality for round 15, but the same to be said for Cloud9. They really wanted to remove that, but at what cost? They gave up an awful lot of their economy by going
Урсус
for
это
that.
вообще какой-то медвежонок, он переводится, ебать, прикинь. What the fuck? Как это не Лил БР?
Big round.
Oof, they've overbought here. There was a Galil on the floor in spawn, and we're lacking on Yuto for Cloud9. So a little bit discombobulated in the buy there within freeze time, but they've still got something that is pretty tidy to work with.
Yeah, limited though. Couple of flashbangs. We were just talking about how it felt like they had a ton of them. Not this time.
No kit here for Vitality if we do find ourselves in a post plan.
Ну, они и в жизни веселые, добрые. Так-то. Вообще дети млекопитающих так-то, блядь, веселые, добрые.
Front side smoke.
И щенки тоже.
A lot of communication here. Audible. And they're going straight in. Flattened one. It's electronic.
Ой-ой-ой.
Flames alone on the side, but he stands strong for the one. They're into the side. The box
Заебись.
be planted safe. Hobbit responsible. Perfecto in support and Exile for that finishing touch on the flank. It's the final round. No reason not to go. That flank could be perfect to seal the deal. And Hobbit's got the dream angle and the headshot to boot. Zyru in the 1v3. Not anymore. And they leave with 8.
Ну, забрали половину еще в итоге, нормально.
If they want to keep that semi-final dream alive in the Lanxess.
Угу. Красавчик, подрубился. Ну, хейтеры охуеют, если, блядь, заберут они карту еще. Какой пиздеж. Чё, я просто угадывал, какие карты могут быть. А, Overpass Decider же, не? Да. Индийский. Долбит нормально. Оп-оп-оп. Вуман, все нахуярилось, блядь. Я тоже француз, но у меня большой пенис. Я играю за Виталити. За шиворот ему налил бы, блядь, пивища холодного. Это Дима Масленников? Кто такой Дима Масленников? Правильно, нахуй надо. Когда мистер Бист Найф добавит в CSGO уже. Не знаю, какой-нибудь. Да.
What is your calling?
Practically inseparable at the half. 8 to boast for Cloud9 on a must-win map. Inferno, the battleground for this second map of our quarterfinal, live and direct from the Lanxess Arena of Cologne.
And now the stakes starting to look a whole lot
Сюда
harder
его,
here.
блядь,
Cloud9
давай,
here to
кулак
play.
свой
We've got a
ёбаный.
match, and we're about to get the second half underway. Cloud9 looking to pick up both pistols.
It's a key indicator, of course. Vitality taking both on our first and boasting a map lead.
A wide swing, making sure that if there's any biff on mid, they were more than ready for this. That allows them to waltz up middle.
This is the pointy end of Vitality's
Go,
karambit.
go.
The Zaiwu armored P250, perfect in these long-range engagements up against those USPs.
Легко как-то мид они заняли.
Occupying the site is the lion's share of Cloud9's roster. Shiro gets a faceful of info.
Страшно. И хорошо сидим. Ой, как же похуй ему.
Axel though in that pit, trying to pull Cloud9 back into the pistol. Flames on the side, bomb now down. They're close though, and Axel's still going to be overlooked as Zaiwu's taking everyone else. Come on, Axel's hit another head. And now Flames in trouble.
Отлично.
Just 7 HP. Can Axel do more? Perfecto helps, and Flamesy's quaking in his boots as Cloud9 take the
На, уволены. Не зря ехал.
Axel showing us he's made for the big stage here. That is a huge pistol. Not only did they have the stack that got blown over, he was under so much pressure here. Set up to thrive. 2 kills come in. Electronic and Hobbit down. The third piece of this puzzle kept on peppering away. Massive stuff for Axel. This is the man we were happy to see step into Cologne. And so are Cloud9. They've got themselves a 2-round lead now.
Я вообще не помню, чтобы они Инферно играли, блядь, что-то.
If they want to take Inferno away from Vitality, a team undefeated on this very map since the addition of Flamesy.
Undefeated on this map since the addition of Flamesy. All right then. How's that? Second round, Shiro on the zoom banger.
Ну, у кого-то вылезло, может, где-нибудь, блядь, зашли. Посмотрели чуть-чуть.
That's not a possibility for Vitality. Sure, some AKs and some Galils, but are you ready for this?
No, they are not. Zaiwu, his victim. The AWP now known. Flamesy doesn't seem deterred. He still wants to try and kick off
Holy shit.
Flamesy loves this type of stuff.
Мы чё, феймы?
He gets it, but can he get in? Perfecto in support, perfect in combination. Now the AWP is there as well. Added to the mix. And the flavor way too spicy for Vitality.
There might be a way in here. There might be an opportunity for Spinks right now. It is a 2-on-5 situation, but they are knocking on the door of the weaker side. Spinks has got a bit of a gap here. If Apex can brute force his way in, and Spinks can find a kill on the rotation. Information flowing now. Spinks has an awful lot of
Феникс слышит библиотеку. Сейчас Акселя резать будет. Повернись.
Axel's dead. Electronic now realizes he's got a lot to do. And the rotation cut off by Spinks' position. He has to clear the side as well. Oh, no, Apex! It's got into the bomb site, hits the Deagle. Now the bomb is down to Cloud9. What they thought was a guarantee.
Вот и убивание с авиком на втором, ебать.
Smoked off. Rifles recovered. Apex and Spinks putting their heads together to do what no one saw coming.
And I don't see a kid anywhere.
This could be a problem. They threw the AWP in. Don't forget, Shiro had the AWP. They've thrown it to Perfecto. They don't want to lose it, even in the worst
already halfway
case.
gone. You got to get a move on.
His angle. He's taken another.
They're going to save.
They have to. Apex nails it.
Пиздец.
Vitality round out of nowhere. Just the two of them against the world. Spinks and Apex.
Ну, это Cloud9.
What a gap. What an absolute gap. I'm saying it. I wasn't believing it. Sure, he's able to get the way undetected in towards CT spawn. A free kill, just the crowd. The rumblings. Axel knew something was up, but Spinks and Apex make the difference.
I really thought Electronic would have one there with the MP9. But Apex, this shot, bang!
Oh, the deagle to the belly.
Oh, and they close it out with style. That AWP comes back to haunt them. You're sitting there wishing you had another rifle.
And Shiro sees it all falling apart. That is daylight robbery here in Electronic.
Пошел орать, блядь. Чеканутый.
You've got to calm it down now.
Your horses. The AWP was preserved and Shiro no slouch. He hits Magisk through the floor. Down to 44.
But so much pressure available here. It is this AWP. Sure, it's made note. But this position, if they're able to waterfall out, if they're able to exploit this gap, Shiro can only take one shot at a time. He has Axel here to help. But what's he meant to do with just the pistol? Ooh.
Yeah.
This reposition changes the dialogue here. That's smoke. Over halfway gone. This is coming, and so is the rotation. Hobbit, will he make it in time?
Cloud9, they seem aware. They're thinking about the rock, paper, scissors. If Vitality consider it, so do Cloud9, and Axel's in the prime position to punish. Out they jump, a headshot provided, and Axel's got two!
Как же он
Shiro's there as
ебет.
well. Heroics from Cloud9 as Vitality left wanting, empty-handed, up against this combo together, forced by back.
Тупо, блядь, два пестика зарешали.
Vitality had it in the bag, Cloud9 disagree. Perfect in response.
And that's how you feel the last round was meant to go. A 2-on-5 against you this time with what you're able to bring on in. A worse buy, a worse purchase, and all five staying alive. A couple of AKs for good measure. So statements being made from both of these teams as we stand and bang, falling off the balcony. Axel steps up with that 5-7, does exactly what he has to do, and now those nerves, they can simmer back in. You're going to contest it again, and Apex, he's the one looking frustrated now. How deflated, how dejected are Vitality? Maybe take a bit of a French tactical timeout here. Take your time, have a breather, have a chat. You're in no rush. Allow Cloud9 to use this util. It's starting to heat up here. Those are the blows that you're looking for these teams to throw at each other. The multi-kill potential in the server here today is through the bloody roof. And you have to put yourself in the position of Vitality. Sure, they have the group stage map of this to watch. They are learning on the job just like the rest of us. An imposing presence here. Smoking a flash and a go. Here it is.
Perfecto's incendiary, well placed, and Electronics bullets the same.
Хорош.
Zaiwu though, he's already taken down one, and with Apex's help, they have got access. Weapons recovered now. Threatening presence. And that smoke really screws the pooch for Shiro's progress. Fading in towards the mid side though. Repositioning for the smoke and go. Flash is high. 3 versus 3, back into B. Kit present. Apex dead. Executed by Hobbit, and Magisk in the open. It has to be
Nice.
One left. And
Ёбнутый баран, блядь. Как ты заебал.
4 in the round, and he sits them down. Back and forth we go again. Let's keep going. Buy again, Cloud9. What do you got now?
they're just taking it in turns. Trading blows, trading rounds. Watch Zaiwu go. The headshot to Shiro, a stunning set of kills. And Apex gonna be happy with that one.
And you say Shiro, Zaiwu and Shiro locking horns as far as the frags are concerned.
Ну задрот хуев, блядь.
For the two of them, heavy hitters.
Жизни нету, блядь,
Out to play
настоящей.
here today. Shiro absent, or somewhat, in the first half of map number 1. But Cloud9, it took them a while to warm into things, but they're here to play now. The question on this CT side, you've gone back and forth, you had the pistol, you lost the force fight, you win one back of your own, you lose again. How deep does this
Ай-яй-яй,
go?
бля. Ну сейчас главное не поплыть.
Access likes this, finally. A bit of love for the Counter-Strike in the
Пестики,
server.
пестики, снова пестики.
But absolutely nothing to be said about this one, right, Chad? Just a Desert Eagle. Just a $700 pistol up against everything Vitality could desire. Zaiwu continues where he left off.
Уволен.
in that previous round. Wielding that AK into another. Axel's
Bam.
Eagle is good for the one, but short-lived success. As this bonus comes through, I say bonus, what am I talking about? This is all they could cobble together after the trade of blows.
Well, I guess it's a bonus for what they were able to earn themselves here, right? The fact that their individuals were able to step up. Entering into that site just previously, Electronic did a good job of getting a couple of kills. Zywu gets 4 frags with the 1-on-3 situation. They've had to fight very hard for this. This has been through individuals, right? Popping off in necessary moments, but also good macro.
Нормально, Хоббит Мэджиск еще уволил.
This game is Shiro. About to be found. Flamesy finishes him off, and we're all tied up here. 10-10 down the home stretch. He took this save for a reason. Cloud9, with the discussion of what the buy was going to look like here coming into round 21, well, we can see there's some omissions as far as the firepower department is concerned. The kid has come back to haunt them once before. They won't make that problem again. Zywu continuing to rain down pain. Arms himself a couple of ecos. Now let's get back into the guns. Shiro's AWP will put to task Shiro and Axel to lock down this A site as the other 3 look for some space towards Banana here.
Zywu, he's moving. He's moving with pace, and it's nothing but bullets and nades.
Охуенно, охуенно.
Cloud9 off of the rip. And that B defense passes their first test of round
Банан
21.
уволен.
There's more to come, it seems.
I like this. I like the stubbornness. If they execute right now, the 3-man B start, your third player is going to be rotating, cheating back. You're expecting the reaction to be towards A. Electronic's low here. If they just trade into the site, they can win another round.
And they're off. They're not going to respect that smoke. No way. No way. They're through. Across. Electronic at the back of the site. How deep of a clear does Flamesy go? 4. He's down.
They're in.
And they are in. What was a 3v5, now 3 versus 4. Bomb down. Spinks to be tested perhaps
Спину
next.
ждут.
Coming in from either side. And Spinks, he actually brings the fight to them, turns the flash as well. He's ready for more, but Hobbit good for
Nice.
on the FAMAS. What can Flamesy deliver here? No, ooh, baits the shot. Holds the spray, caught by Hobbit. Apex, an impossible 1v3.
Ну все, должны знать, где он.
And they smoke him off, but should be nothing for the Frenchman here. 1, 2, if he could just aim the spray, they defuse.
Раздефали.
A valiant attempt.
Да, кто еще, блядь, валидол?
Cloud9 leave with an 11th.
That's so much damage right there from Apex. He's going to be disappointed in himself. He probably feels like he could have won that round right there. Could have put Vitality up to 11. Could have put Cloud9 down to financial squalor yet again. But the damage he did was massive. The AWP, not retained, not brought back in. That means the CT setup, the CT complexion will have to be different. Again, both teams somewhat touch and go in the finances. Spinks gets a kill in Banana. He kills Axel and Hobbit. That's the kit. That's the kit stuck on the other side of the map.
Wow, didn't catch that wallbang from Hobbit. We saw it from Flames' perspective, but it was a lovely wallbang to trade. It did secure Cloud9 the lead.
Tell me who won the last round. Look at this buy, Cloud9. The walking wounded in that department here. MP9s are plenty. It's just 2 rifles to boot, Shiro and Axel. The 2 to lock down A. This is not an easy round, and Vitality know there's blood in the water. Banana control completely theirs, all 5 with enough util.
Сука, никак не отъебутся они от этого банана, блядь.
Smoke sails through the sky.
It'll be a fast flank again.
Certainly. Back to an electronic. The 2 new names.
Hobbit's coming. Will he make it in time?
Хоббит.
Vector relocates, hoping
Coming
to jump
in.
out of the smoke, and yeah, Flames has opened up the account. Magic's good for 1, Hobbit though another. And now the site is theirs. Vitality successful. They leave with a man
Плюсовой
advantage.
размен получает атака.
No, you
Сейф.
don't. The finances are the biggest problem for Cloud9 right now. With a game that starts with the 4-star
Качели
wars in the back and forth
прямо-таки
nature,
у
you're not
нас
able to establish
в прямом
an advantage.
эфире.
And this is always going to plague the CTs. If the Ts can keep getting in, keep getting that bomb down, and keep you just a few players, they've got you right where you
Нахуй
want
надо,
them.
но
You can't
по-другому
move, you don't
как.
have the full weapons, you don't have the full
Когда
guns.
против себя
There's no way
Виталики,
you can
блядь.
have normal setups. You see the desperation there. Hobbit understanding the only way that we can make these MP9s
Не получается
work is if we are in the thick
закрепиться.
of the smoke. All 3 of them trying to just be that
Притом ни одной команде и ни другой.
But it's not enough here as Vitality will bounce back yet again, and we continue this rally of rounds. Sure, Vitality managed 2 on the trot, but this has really been a back and forth half of Counter-Strike here.
From an 8-7 half, and now we find ourselves 11-11.
You should see Vitality extend this lead, potentially up to 12 or 13 rounds here. It will all come down to the choice that Cloud9 make right now. Into the next round of
Опа,
play, they
опа.
only have 1900 loss.
11-11, make a wish.
Браво. Аук, лови, блядь.
It's up for debate, though. Still uncertain as to whether or not we require our third map to separate these two teams in our quarterfinal. Overpass. With Vitality removing Anubis, Overpass was left, and a third timeout burnt by Cloud9. Groove on the mic, Zonic the same.
I'm just taking a look at the finances here. Perfecto could try and bring out an M4. It depends on if he has big M4 or little M4. He could drop it if he has big M4 and then someone else could buy armor. They could wield at least 3. That would be better than the previous round. They could take a save now behind this, try and get the most out of these two guns. You don't really have a buy into the next. That's the problem. Electronic only has 1500 now. Plus 1900, he's still not going to have himself a rifle. It would have to be SMGs again, and we already saw how flat that fell. So they have to get a lot out of these guns, and they really have to save them as well. An interesting little look on the boost there, available to try and make the most out of these M4s. And Axel's posted on towards the other side of the map here as Vitality are in absolutely no rush. They're aware that guns were saved. They're aware of the potential that these two players have. It's now just about being diligent with your util, making sure you can take this map control, and then when the information is relayed, reacting as a unit. They just started to rotate away here.
Да, вообще на не ходит атака.
Now, but that's just an annoyance. It's only going to buy them about 20 seconds of time, so both teams.
Думаю, на они пойдут, когда у них перестанет что-то получаться, блядь, на Б.
Hold up a second. Call here. Smoked off for Shiro now. Will he need a boost or a reposition? Perfecto. Tagged on B.
Подсадка.
Still time to go back if you're Vitality, but they're set on A right now. Alex, they're going into Axel's domain. Shiro's starting to cheat. And so is Axel.
Oh, they're losing their potency. He's
This round's over. The round's over.
They've overlooked the potential for this waterfall out of the apartments, but Hobbit, he gets answers and damage. Perhaps Axel can finish the job. He does through the smoke. Only a USP. What
Забил орехом. Электроника находит.
And they don't save both rifles. That to me felt like a necessity in this round. Remember, only 1900 coming into the bank balance in the next. They took this option. They went for the save. They went for the lighter investment. They didn't buy behind the retained weapons. And right now, I'm questioning how the remainder of this half looks for them. They really buy into the next, considering the state of the nation. It's going to be touch and go.
I'll tell you what's not, though, is Apex's individual form.
And this is it. Like, this isn't the same guy we saw during the group stage. He, honestly, in certain situations, he had players dead to rights. His crossover was in the perfect place. He just pulled the trigger too late, or he wasn't paying attention. He was too busy controlling the macro. Today, this is it. He knows his focus is there. This is somebody who has been in the grand final stage of the Lanxess before. And when you play so many games of Counter-Strike, when you know what the tippy top feels like, when you know what it feels like to lift that major trophy, takes a lot to get you out of the bed in the morning to be dropping 17 frags here against the monster Cloud9. He is doing a great job here, Dan Mattisclair, the in-game leader. What an arc he has been on an individual form. From entry fragger to in-game leader.
Nice of those dudes to show up, arriving today on their UAP.
I've been hearing an awful lot of that from the government recently, so good to see it's true. They took an eco last, and they've gone for an eco again.
This is interesting. This is interesting. Magic's been having a tough time, and now he's been met by Shiro. The trade from Apex would do everything, but Shiro needs to go. He's dead, surely. Zonic will clear him.
Wait, Hobbit, undetected.
Oh
undetected.
God.
Flames has already gone past. Sphinx won't clear this.
Surely not.
I don't think so.
There is grounds. A conversation to be done.
Блять, как же не везет Хоббиту.
Both left on 20.
Два красных игрока.
With just 23 points of health and Perfecto, does he give it a look?
He should. They're buying into the next. As mentioned in the previous, they took a bit of a save. This, they only had a light investment again. They were saving for a rainy day, and that's going to be round number 25. Perfecto, great in the clutch. His biggest issue is lack of kit. If he was 5 seconds ahead of this, a real attempt, damage most likely here.
Yeah, his time is greatest adversary. Nothing to be done. Now the bomb will blow. You want to do damage. I think The bomb radius on Inferno might be set for it, but they are scarpering. They find that safe exit route.
I know the score right now with the 2-round gap, it feels very strong for Vitality, but Cloud9 by, well, I don't want to say their own hand, by the flow of the start of the game, found themselves in a very difficult position financially. We talk about the
Да не
economy and
везет
awful,
немножко, как
but
будто
it
бы,
really for the
блин.
last two, it tied their hands behind
Сейчас
their back.
Хоббит
They had choices.
мог...
Go for a force buy, which would mean the next gun
Ну
round
вот в
we have
каких-то
doesn't have all
моментах,
the bells
в
and whistles.
каких-то
They're
моментах
safe for
не
the rest of
везет.
the day, which is round 25. Now they have the AWP, now they have the U2 and even a kit in play. If there is any fight in Cloud9 left here in this quarterfinal,
Ну,
we need to
блядь,
see it now
там
because
сейчас
we want their last
Аксель
attempts here.
залетел на мид и двоих юбнул.
Game plan. Oh, and Shiro's giving it up. Misses chance and Electronics.
Ебать. Как же похуй ему.
They're shaking their way to that semi-final now. Cloud9, they need a hero, and it might just be Perfecto. A clean one onto Flamesy, but that was not the names in the feed on the way in. As Magisk, his next victim too, may still not be enough. As Apex and Zywoo have
Ну а чё бы
taken
изменилось, по сути?
a bit ahead of this, and Zywoo's been caught out. Hold on, a 2-on-2 emerges. With it all to play for, using his util. We talked about Apex. He's playing a strong individual game. That spray damage onto Axel. I love this move.
Я не думаю, что что-нибудь изменилось бы на этом этапе.
No way! He's ready!
Ебать, как же похуй им.
Here's the Apex Predator in this quarterfinal.
Look at that, Apex knows what this means. Individually, round after round, his impact is being felt here on Inferno. And that might just be enough here to shatter the hopes and dreams of Cloud9 fans around the world.
9 times he has attended this event. Just once in 2019 did he see that final. Team Vitality returning to it now in 23 and trying to go the distance.
And look at this from Cloud9. What an odd-looking purchase here to defend their honor against round 15. It's not the all-in, but it's still got something to be admired. Axel and Hobbit, you're being tested immediately. Zywoo, 26 kills, a quiet 26 from Zywoo. Sure, he had a big clutch on that B site, but all in all, it's talking about the team vitality, not the players, because we're impressed with what we've seen here today. This is the form of a squad who wants to make that run for the trophy, and doing so with Flamesy.
Making a change after winning the major, and still looking good for it.
On through that long molly, so there's lots of pressure here.
Yeah, they do flash. They're aware of the possibility. The trajectory may give up Axel's position. Yeah, Flames is staring right at him. One between the eyes. Hobbit in the open. Pops the head of Flamesy. And Zywoo, hold on. That bomb retrieval hinges on this fight. And Shiro's giving it up. The AWP's gone. Bomb still in the open. Perfecto strafes out. Zywoo's ready for everything. Finally, Electronic gives Cloud9 something to hold on to, something tangible. With Spinks and Magisk left, and look at this. Hobbit, last seen short side, Magisk to investigate. Now he's found him! Oh, and Hobbit gets a second!
Ой-ой-ой.
With the sidearm, finds and earns himself an upgrade, and Cloud9 looking to steal this round away. The loss of that bomb is haunting them. And with 20 seconds left, the elevated position, Electronic and Hobbit combine.
Бля, как же Хоббит с СЗшки разъебывает.
Both of these teams here today have won some absolute miracle rounds. Rounds where it is not favored whatsoever. And that's another one. Huge impact from Hobbit there. The fact that he was cognizant enough to realize there was time for Magisk to go all the way around the world. This is where it got wild. It was like blood offerings to Zywoo. I know he's the god of the game right now, but offering him body after body, it felt broken. It felt like Cloud9 didn't understand the situation. But they've got enough to keep themselves in it here. They haven't conceded round 15 to Vitality just yet, and that was a lighter investment. And they make that
Бля, в
happen.
CS2 типа можно будет типа и ЦЗшку и 250 получается добавить, или как? Прикольно. Но вот я про это и говорю, типа там они также заменяются или похуй вообще какие можно поставить песни.
Legs up Apex, look at the damage dealt by Axile. Hobbit contributes as well. And Shiro looking at the reaggress. Magisk, he's ready for it, but Shiro pulls the trigger first. A two-man advantage, looking to close that gap, make this a one-round game.
Туда его, блядь.
New addition.
Шейте нахуй смоки.
Molly forces Shiro into some uncomfortable angles. Flames looking to exploit. Oh, and Shiro's missed his shot. Whoa, mama! Hits into the USP. Should be fine now. Should be fine now. Only got 12 bullets in that AK. He's got 3 up against him. Sure, you've got 40 seconds, but Cloud9 not looking to fumble this. Now Shiro's legs have betrayed him on the jiggle. ZywOo piecing together their positions, but he's overlooked Electronic. Now he gets the info on 2. Perfecto, unknown. Shiro spotted out. Potential swing, and that's what we wanted to see. A one-round game.
Заебись, развели.
It's going the distance.
Не
Regulation.
ошиблись.
The full 30 required.
And I'm in awe of this right now. Some of the decisions as far as the buys have gone. Both of these teams are aware of the animals that they have, that they can unleash. Right.
Ой, бля, пэцики, давайте, давите, давите. Денег нету, долбоебов.
That's all true. But ZywOo has purchased straight into an AK-47 here. And this is a bit of a classic. ZywOo with an AK looking to win yourself round number 15. Let's see how much damage he can really apply here. Cloud9 have had some slip-ups. They lost a 2v5 situation to Apex and Spinks earlier in this half, and I'm sure that's still rattling around inside of their head, especially when you turn your attention into a round like this, a round where they can level the playing field. Cloud9 feels like they've been playing behind for both of these maps. Sure, they won the half 8-7, but this team is having to do it the hard way. A blender available top mid here, a decent setup from Cloud9 to deal with this.
Makes sense to have Hobbit. First contact with that MP9. Bait. Plays. And ZywOo gets nothing as well. Apex at least recovers the AK, but that bomb now in enemy territory. And a clean conversion out of Cloud9 seems imminent. He has some Kevlar, but he has no head. Majesty
калаш.
to stop the clean round, but
Добивайте, добивайте. Бой.
I see those Cloud9 jerseys. There's a lot of people eagerly anticipating to see this debut of the full 5. When that news broke, I'm sure Counter-Strike, and especially attendees of the Lanxess, got a little more excited.
Look, the playoff was already stacked, and everybody knew the asterisks around the roster with the Buster situation. He did a good job stepping in, wasn't in form, was not in form whatsoever. They didn't even practice with him, but the news coming through that Axel could make it, I didn't believe it at all. And right here, just one round away as they're going to barrel down mid. They want to do this with some aggression. Round 15, it's knocking.
There's so much at stake, and they bring the fight to them, jumping into them. Shreds them. What is this from Cloud9? Sheer aggression in the face of Vitality. And Axel, he got the memo as well, but that means that it's all on Shiro here on A. Sliver gap. Shoulder spotted. Apex baits it. And mid now is theirs.
But it's these two. And last time round, they found the perfect gap. This time, Apex has a plant for free. Little does he know it, but liberties have been given.
Axel's still alive. You think Pip? You think Pip? Axel's still alive. He's a T.
They're in now. They need to get this bomb down. Shiro posted up in the
that's
line.
the bomb. Oh, no!
Whoa.
Oh, what is that? The smoke just plumes and Shiro slaps Apex with an AWP shot. Bomb retrieved. What can Spinks do? They're coming for him. 3 different avenues of assault. Spinks overwhelmed, overcome. 15 on the board first. Game face is on. And I cannot quite believe the call. Perfecto says I'm running it mid.
Там все хуярят, бля, сидят.
See with new look Cloud9. A team that are more than happy to take it to you. They know they have heavy hitters in the server. This aggression, we saw it earlier in the piece. Shiro got away with it once. Well, Perfecto, he gets away with it again. And here's that shot. Just a flick of the wrist. And that's Apex in the bin, the plant. Fantastic work from Spinks there. If we're going to highlight the details for Vitality, the fact they even get that bomb down, they wouldn't have a buy that resembles this whatsoever. So something to take us to potentially overtime here. Will Cloud9 pick up Inferno? Vitality's map choice. A map they're undefeated on with the addition of Flamesy. 4 scalps, including G2.
Ну, на, бля, плохо у всего пацанов тут. Не получается.
And it starts with this quarterfinal. Cloud9 have come to play. Can they do what no one has done before?
A pretty good read here to start off proceedings. Third piece of this puzzle and one of the heavier hitters.
Yeah, Shiro's sharp, but so is the Wu. He's coming in first. Final round of regulation. Can they force overtime? Or will Cloud9 start this reverse sweep off by taking their opponent's pick? Util sails through. Significant chip damage unconfirmed. Shiro hasn't moved a muscle. Has Electronics gone? What is that? Shiro pulls the trigger. He finds the trade. Flamesy's low. Perfecto cowering in the smoke, trying to pepper them as they're pushing in. Bodies on the site, the smokes will fade. And the lights in Perfecto's eyes. Snuffed out, Spinks pushed up, finds one. Oh, and another onto Shiro. It puts it all onto Axel. Spinks is ready. And Axel the first.
Ну если Аксель сейчас не сделает, нереально, блядь.
From the late arrival, his first official game in the Cloud9 colors, and it's for all the marbles to take us to that third map. He's got pace on him. He's got 2 to find. This French duo looking to force overtime, and the clock is against him now. They're playing it perfectly. Info, damage, Zywoo down. He needs them both right now. No time.
Не успел.
No time. He doesn't think so. He doesn't think so.
Ну, нормально, нормально.
We need more of Inferno.
Я
ебанутый! At the end there, the shaky aim. He's got him lined up. The clock at that moment ticking away, but Spinks the difference maker.
Woof.
On the front foot, takes the fight, flatlines 2, and practically secures the round. It was in vain here for Axel, but we play on. 12,500 MR3, first to 19.
You see Vitality's Inferno is pretty hard to put away.
Well, this is where things get crazy. This is where we start to get outside the box.
Right.
And it's already been a game that has delivered in buckets and spades.
Moving and a shaking. Flames, he's just going. Off of the flashbang. A single flashbang, and now Flames is knocking on Axel's door. It's Zywoo in the feed first. From the apartment, Spinks builds upon it. Wrapping into the site is only Hobbit here, trying to kick up as much of a fast mollies aplenty, bound by Apex. And Info on Electronic, a railgun in his hands, that M4.
It's a 2-on-2 if they're going to move on here.
Yeah.
Magic is around the world. This very late lurk, it's not going to be considered. It's not going to be considered at all.
He could be the round winner. Magisk boy became Magisk man.
They're saving here. He might get everything. He might take it all away. That's Electronic for free, running with that AWP in his hands, and now Perfecto. Are you getting out of here? Magisk says no. He looks aware for this. It's one man to find the bomb. This is going to be 16 now for Vitality. Pressing the issue here. Spinks and Zywoo also coming in. They want to remove everything. And they might be able to get away with it. Perfecto. Noted now. Zywoo just around the corner. Bomb going to go off. Half HP. And is there a fight? Nobody wants to take the jewel. Magisk will find him. And it's somewhat important here. If you're on the CT side and you have an AWP and now you lose this next round and you're not dropping him an AWP, he might not have enough money in the next. But this is a question depending on if they save, how many players stay alive, how many kills come through. But it does start to get a bit spotty. So Electronic running away in overtime, you're thinking, why isn't he going for it? Well, you can understand why. It was the prize possession. That's a little bit of a tough word.
Ну там не только фрики, блядь. Просто фрики тоже.
Axel with the AWP.
Yeah, all to play for. Intention off the rip. Set up that Zywoo warp. Now Zywoo whipping out the T-side AWP. It's not always a guarantee.
I like the direct calling from Vitality here. The previous with Flamesy making that space, it allowed them to come up short. It allowed them to take that fight with the AWP. And again, together, this pack roll.
Yeah, Flames has been holding his own. Happy to be the first man in. Again, comes in. Off the back of the flash. Great connection from Hobbit without any vision of his opponent through that smoke.
Заебись, ответочка.
Maybe be Molotov'd out. Apex gets away. Oh, that's the end of it for Spinks. Axel, a re-aggression. Now he can just tuck in, presses his ear to the wall. They hit the walkie. Zywoo misses his shot, and it's set for a Cloud9 response. Just a single shot out of the Shiro.
Куда ты, попрыгушка хуевая, блядь?
You can see the understanding of how Vitality want to approach these rounds in overtime. Both of them
Чё съебал, фанатка ебучая, блядь?
mollies, it's not using the smokes before they execute into the sites. It's subverting the expectation. It's walking up and exploding in their face and hoping that the setup is not ready. It worked in the first, not so much in the second. There was a third body responding to the potential of a B hit here.
And they really were looking to set Zywoo up for an opening there, and understandably, considering his success rate.
Топ-фрагер, мать ебал. 31 фраг.
Those opening engagements, but Cloud9 averted that completely.
Какой же он крутой.
But if that one doesn't work, your last round on this T side, what's the call, Apex?
Well, this is the same CT setup that we just saw to start the previous round. So they're happy to run this again. They don't want to give any presence through the apartments with the way they were exploited previously. But the same conversation we have for Vitality. Similar paces in Banana here, but this time Cloud9 have more of a forward stance. The boost available for Electronic, Perfecto on the jiggle, Hobbit in float.
Lots of nades in the sky. It was actually a stack nade towards the coffins. And you can see a nice resource for these defenders if it's required.
Yeah,
Нормально, у них там гранаты.
There's a player on the boost, so he cannot grab that U2. I guess it's after the
this.
fact. It's a good info play, facilitated by this early setup. Spinks has been spotted, and the duel one. That's the low spot now.
Big frag from Spinks.
You still think it's going to be B?
Well, if Axel had the confidence to be pushing like that, it implies his body's on B. $30 seconds. Advantage Vitality.
Мы все еще втроем банан принимают.
Half of this OT. Electronic, he's been waiting for
На
that.
подсадке Элик, заебись. Не спрыгнул, не спрыгнул.
To Electronic. Oh, and more from Electronic. 3 so far, finished by the Deeg. And up to Shiro. In the clutch, fast on this.
Ширик.
Heard him now. Heard him now. Not
Конечно,
gonna clear
нет.
it, eats the flash. Shiro fully blind. And 17 on the board. Advantage Vitality, we swap sides.
Electronic did an awful lot there, didn't he? Just needed some contributions from his teammates. They noted him towards the boost, but he's still able to produce multiple frags. But Vitality now, just moments away here from picking this one up. Cloud9, they return to the T side. This is where they opted to start here.
Morale is high. I mean, that is a luxury afforded to you when you're a map up and it gets this intense. For Cloud9, this is stressful. This is hellish. And they will use their last timeout now. A sinking feeling, knowing this is his last 30 seconds on the mic. Groove takes every second he can as his microphone's muted, and now he can do nothing but watch. Will Cloud9 take us the distance? Lanxess, do you want to see a third map?
Конечно, хотим.
Flamesy almost left spawn without a util there. I thought we were about to get something real in your face, but the last second buy on the way out the door. Things are still looking normal as Shiro. He did a great job in that first half with the rifle. He didn't even opt for the AWP. He was aggressive Banana, vying for that control. Magis straight out the gates. They're taking a risk. Flash forward, Spinks to facilitate this. Hobbit should have heard some footsteps here over the sound of the Flames.
Speak of Flames, he's right forward on this, jumping for info, and Shiro spotted him out. Stagnades achieved nothing. Unscathed. Cloud9 start to fly their flag at the top of Banana.
So they have this Banana control. Now it's top mid. But Cyber's going to peek.
Cyber wants to disrupt this, and it's Hobbit caught out. Orped by the Woo. Magis, though, it's going to be awkward to get out of this one. Electronic knows where you are. Tagged. He's jumping in the smoke. He's gotten away, and through the smoke, Zywoo prevails. Cloud9 running out of players. Someone has to be the difference maker. Flames in a power position. Clear this one, I dare you. Oh!
Штырик. Умничка, блядь.
He gets them both.
Прочитает ли тут его сейчас?
He's got a gap.
Zywoo can work with that. Flashes are bad.
На, домой, долбоёб.
We said they need a hero, and it is no doubt Shiro. 30 frags and counting, a triple. Despite Zywoo's damage
Ширик
on mid.
соло банана нахуй разложил, блядь.
Right now, they trundled down mid. They're getting themselves some AK, sure, but they're not going to give this one a look in. And we've had some of these crazy rounds throughout this map. 3v5s, 2v5s, insane. Though a dud hand top mid, Zywoo, again, understands the situation. If you're going to look at any map that's, you know, colored by Counter-Strike, you get banana control. Now that we want top mid, I'll play ahead of their
Here I
util.
come.
It's going to be a long smoke. It's going to be a short molly. Maybe there's a flash, but I'm one step ahead. But Shiro now up to 30 frags. You're seeing these two absolute titans locking horns here.
That sequence out of Shiro.
With the rifle,
Yeah.
right? With the rifle. This
did-
is the thing. He's no slouch. I know we see him on the AWP more often than not, but with the rifle, this kid is an absolute monster. This is Zywoo just finding electronic for free.
This
Shiro
kid
steps
is
in, bang,
absolute
Apex there, ready for
monster.
the boost. And even with the
А кто
flash,
кит-то,
free
ебать?
fire on that. Beautiful work
Well,
from Shiro.
He's an AWPer himself. If he's putting himself in the shoes of the Zywoo, where are you going to be? Puts a couple of speculative shots in.
Miss Molly. They're going to be fast on banana
They
here.
can
There's a
be.
gap.
Electronic wants to punish, but Zywoo's there again, Hobbit. Handing his arms
Ёбаный
by
Zywoo, блядь.
Oh, and Flames! He gets away with that one. 9 HP.
And Shiro again, another 3v5. Can he do it once more?
He's not overlooked. Spink's position.
Wow, 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 wow.
Vitality now. With a 3-man advantage, there's nothing for the remaining two to do. Magis makes it so. Catches Axel walking up boiler. Bomb lost. Teammates gone. And Perfecto helpless in the clutch. A 1 versus 5. Sure, known for his clutching prowess. But too tall an order, I think, here in the Lanxess. They'll remain diligent. A slip up, a fumble could haunt them. Smoke comes through. So this means Vitality will be the first to secure 18. Putting Cloud9 on the chopping block, Chad. This quarterfinal certainly has delivered. Vitality tested. And this Inferno, this undefeated Inferno since the addition of Flames.
Just trying to think what Perfecto's trying to buy them here. Essentially time to have a conversation. Right in there in that moment, it could have been a chat about what's going to follow through into this next round of play. He had nothing there. He didn't opt for any kills until the last moments. So his attempt in the round, negligible, but it's more about what we find here. And this is how Zywoo finds the opener, right? There was a gap. They missed the molly. There was space for them to charge up banana, and Zywoo still is able to pull that off.
But in back-to-back overtime rounds, we're talking smoke spams and wall bangs. Every trick in the book, 35 frags
Ну
and
пиздец,
counting.
давайте
And they
еще
still don't
допы
want to bring an
поиграем.
AWP of their own out to try and cage him, to try and lock the lines. Shiro really wants to use this AK, has more than enough money. And this is it. Potentially the final round. This is looking more deliberate towards A. They're keeping Banana busy. They want to send Perfecto forward for some space. He has a little bit. Flames is worried. Apex is coming back here towards Logs. He might catch him on the jump. So Flames will be spotted now. Information going both ways.
Magis gets info. Ooh, and a frag.
Yeah, bye.
Finishes off what he started earlier onto Axile.
Cloud9 struggling these 4v5s.
They are in jeopardy. Last time I said that, Shiro came up with a triple and looked like a laser beam with the AK.
They're ahead. Vitality are ahead. They have all the advantages in the world here. Not just the number advantage, but the info flowing their way. This is their round to win.
Flames flashed off for confirmation of the boost. At least two. At least two. 50 seconds. Smokes are out. What's the call? They've completely vacated the rest of the map. It has to be B. And they're on their way. Electronic chipped away. Up and over. Flames. Spinks another. And Vitality.
Ну все, домой.
Defeated on Inferno.
Очень жаль. Хотелось бы третью карту посмотреть. Хотя бы третью карту.
Replacing a 5-time major winner and getting it done. Looking like an absolute monster, what they needed from him, entering, taking space, finding those openers in Apex,